Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Gear up for Hitman Howie T's Easter event. Clash of Generations. Sunday, 31st March on the Harbor Master. Morning, 11 p.m. sharp, sailing 12 midnight. Featuring Howie T in concert mode. Wear orange and black. There will be limited $200 tickets for this event. Call 689-2119 for more info. Get ready.
Affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
Not today.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back.
Relief shouldn't be hard to swallow. Get relief with the No More range of fast-acting syrups. Find no more congestion, no more allergies, no more nausea, and the new No More mucus in all leading pharmacies. Relief starts here.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
No more guessing. Get back to living.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Good morning to all and sundry, East, West, North, South, Central of Prince and Tobago. And wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. Yes, this is the Friday edition of the Ground Report. And of course, as per usual, we have a bumper program for you. Mikey will obviously be joining a little later. Of course, Andy is still, of course, indisposed, for want of a better term. And of course, I expect that from time to time when you would have dropped a little line of missing you, let me put it that way, that of course you will do it with a little commitment, financial in particular. Of course, he has not asked us to advocate on his behalf. He's too proud, a gentleman, to so do. But we believe that we have an obligation, and if you are aware that there is such a need, then I'm sure that you will do the necessaries. Put your hand in your pocket, as little as it may be, and of course do what is required. Remember, of course, the lines will be open immediately thereafter, but of course we first go to the headlines to make certain that you are fully accurate. With some of the, not all, you have your own, I'm sure, issues, front burner and otherwise, that you will want to raise. We are not just politically motivated or oriented, but certainly social issues, economic issues. We straddle all of the dimensions of domestic life in Trinidad and Tobago, and indeed foreign and hemispheric and world, depending on whether or not Trinidad and Tobago would be involved or ought to be involved. After all, we are talking about preservation of our democracy. We are talking about a quality of life and standard of living. We are talking about good governance. And we are talking about putting the right people in the right places in order to manage the affairs of the country. And once that is short, once there is a myopia as far as that is concerned, then we have a duty and responsibility to not only shout and to say vociferously that all is not well and we have to look for remedies. And that is what the ground report is all about. That being as it may, let me go straight, of course, to the headlines. A schoolboy shot in Laventille. Yes, very disquieting, and of course, to me, it tells me that this is maybe a renewal of kind of what I consider to be docility or some kind of lull that may now be, of course, be reinvigorated, and that, in short, is not a good sign at all. Laventille has been very silent in recent times, but of course, as I've always said, that is cyclical. There is no sustainable system in place to treat with it, even though there are those who are in charge from a political perspective, who have the resources at their disposal, unfortunately have not been able to deliver, simply because they do not understand or care to have, of course, take on board the socio-economic and psycho-cultural dynamics and realities of that area, in spite of all of the talk. Because, of course, at one point in time, as opposition leader, the Prime Minister, then opposition leader in Beetham, made it very clear that Beetham is a special place with a special problems that requires special attention. And of course, that could be extended to all of the socio-economic, or should I say, the physical space called Laventille, because when you talk Laventille, you're talking about East Port of Spain, Beetham, Sealats, etc. And if you recognize that, but unfortunately, when the opportunity presented itself, he went up to Laventille and then said, of course, we involve the government. So we know that that was a blatant deception, and continues, of course, the area to reel under mismanagement, etc. But that being as it may, we have, of course, Kamla, a probe sentence for men caught with ganja and gun. Yes, this is an incident that occurred in one of the forested areas of Trinidad and Tobago, where, of course, the police officers discovered large quantities of this drug called marijuana, and, of course, arms and ammunition. But it appears that the persons who were found guilty, having admitted their guilt, were given, of course, a pat on the shoulder. I think it was $10,000, and go free. Of course, Kamala Prasad is saying that does not augur well for deterrent and to, of course, bring what I consider to be the social justice that is required, having regard to the frequency and the heinous nature of crime, particularly with weapons of the type that was discovered or confiscated in that particular raid by the police. So the magistracy or the judiciary is now in focus as far as that is concerned. I don't know if the state will appeal the sentences. That may be, well, that will be their, of course, option. Ministry, no new tax for artists performing abroad. Well, obviously, one will expect that, even though, of course, there was a recommendation to the contrary. But, of course, the Minister of Culture said that at this point in time, no such tax for cultural artists that are making their name or making their foray into, of course, a foreign and regional markets, practicing their art forms. So, Mayor Roman, 26, detained after chopping 52-year-old. Well, violence continues. That speaks for itself. A vendor killed, 3 injured as car plows into stall in California. People, please don't set up your thing any and anywhere, man. And I'm sure that could have been avoided if that stall was not set up. And I'm sure somebody would say that it was illegally set up. But I mean, if it is that you're looking for $1, please don't put your life in danger. We have a duty and responsibility as well to caution people not to do something that will, of course, cause exposure to life and limb destruction. All right, Padarat, who called shot to fire TSTT's AGAD, Ram Narayan. Well, of course, people are commenting, and you too, I've heard it already on this program, where, but of course, she has said herself as well, talking about former CEO of TSTT as a victim or a consequence of the fallout with respect, of course, to that cyber hacking of the apparatus, the cyberspace apparatus of TSTT, and her head was on the chopping block. When she told us in no uncertain terms she was fired as a consequence of doing her duty and being lawful and being, of course, loyal by taking instructions, because she was told in one instance, according to her, at a JSC inquiry, talking about a joint select committee on the subject, that she was told to remain quiet when the incident occurred. Of course, the public, as a consequence, would not have known, and until, of course, some whistleblower relieved her of her silence, and the board of TSTT. Let us not waste time with that. Appointed by, of course, this government, and consistent with its clandestine and secretive, cryptic way of managing the affairs of the country. She was fired as a fall guy, clearly, whilst they believe they can remain comforted. Well, I say to Dr. Rowley, I say to the government and the cabinet in particular, and I say to its kitchen cabinet, those persons who have been appointed on boards and so on, connected to the PNM, that your days are numbered. This is a very hot 12 months of 2024, because that kind of mismanagement and that kind of high-handedness and that kind of fall guyism, if you want to call it that, the population would have had a sufficient quantity and doses of this kind of mismanagement to countenance a further presence of these people in public life to manage our affairs. Total incompetent. Why it is that she had to be silenced, and why it is that a member of the board could not, of course, indicate up front to the population that such a development took place. Why it is you want to pretend to be efficacious and administratively, should I say, proficient, when in fact, if the matter occurred, it occurred. It didn't happen only with the TSTT. I mean, reference could have been made to courts. Reference could have been made to the even the Attorney General's office, and we can go on and on, Neil Massey, etc. But of course, in an attempt to hoodwink the population into believing that somehow they are so efficient that they would lie to maintain that position, when in fact the opposite is the case, the antithesis is the case. So there you go. Miss TT World stirs pageant with sailor costume. All right. I didn't get an opportunity to read that one, but the song's good. Songs as something positive for Trinidad and Tobago for a change. A parent sues after son slapped by teacher. Well, that is a very unfortunate development. I myself, coming out of a pedagogue, way of life. I was in the teaching system, the formal teaching system, and now in the informal teaching system. But the fact is that teachers cannot be so tempted, cannot be so incensed that a student could get them to deal physical blow or become physical. That is a no-no, and it does not augur well for discipline at all, because at the end of the day, nobody wins, and the students and the parents, are so exposed. Or put another way, the teacher has exposed the profession to such a degree that now we are talking about suing the teacher, and therefore, of course, people like the Attorney General and other state operatives will now have to come on board to treat with this matter. Whether you could defend the indefensible, well, that's a different story. So it appears to me is a clear-cut case. There should be nothing physical as far as a teacher is concerned. And in relation to students, there are many mechanisms to treat, built into the system to treat with that, with ill discipline or violent behavior, as the case may be. All right, vendor kill, as I said before, of course, shot man bleeds to death. Very tragic incident. I read this one. I had to read this one. Shot man bleeds to death in San Fernando. Relatives blame slow emergency response. Wow. I don't think I need to go further. The state apparatus was so slow that the person bled to death. And that seemed to be stereotypical of this administration. They either promise nice things like utopia, and then of course they deliver dystopia, and then of course they will tell us that the closing down of Petrotrin will bring benefits to Trinidad and Tobago, including of course the closure of the mothballed refinery. That has not occurred. We have seen it from the beginning when of course Sanders was supposed to bring $500 million to the coffers of our country every year. Once they would have been here. Well, they weren't here. They were here only, of course, to discuss and then leave. While, of course, the government now has to revert to putting additional pressure on the fixed salaries of homeowners by implementing property tax, etc. This is punishment. This is evil. This is wicked. This is draconian. This is Machiavelli politics at its supreme best, and ought not to be tolerated at all, having regard to all of the opportunities, notwithstanding the level of debt that this country has moved from 44% to something like 90%, if not yet 100%, by this government in terms of debt to GDP ratio. And then, of course, they met when Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC left office in 2015, there was just over $10 billion in reserves. Well, of course, the I'm sure that because once again attempting to hoodwink the population, they say it's 6 billion, and of course confirmed by the central bank. So it means therefore they would have burned up over 4 billion of the 10 billion that was left in reserve. But my personal view is that it's closer to 4 billion and counting and deteriorating, having regard to the amount of loans and borrowings that this government would have been engaged in, and at the same time very little in terms of creativity and the diversification of the economy in order to, of course, augment or replace that which was burnt up or used up by this administration. Of course, these are issues they will not tell us because they are engaged in clandestinism. They are engaged, of course, in secret deals. They are engaged, of course, in keeping the population limitedly informed and only in circumstances where they are forced so to do, as we have recently seen with respect, of course, taking 5 days to make a statement on the oil spill, and it continues to be a mystery today. I see that the Chief Secretary, Fali, is now, of course, giving some revelations that are disquieting, but we are yet to get the smoking gun as to the direct or indirect Trinidad and Tobago link. And I could bet your bottom dollar that there's something with respect to this government clearly will emerge ultimately when all is said and done. Where there is negativity, where there are things that are inimical to the public's interests, you bet the Rowley administration is involved one way or another. That is a given. Of course, in this particular case, we are yet to get all of the facts. So we will continue to probe, and the various, of course, international, regional, and other assistants or persons who are willing to give the information so that we can piece this thing together and know exactly who are culpable. And as I said, I will not be surprised. You ought not to be surprised if there is some government of Trinidad and Tobago link having regard to how they manage their affairs, the cabinet and its recusal agenda, as well as, of course, looking at Balete House and the government that is in place, consequential of a party called the PNM that has morphed into a criminal enterprise, frankly, and therefore we know that we ought not to be surprised if it turns out that somebody closer to the government is obliquely or directly connected to that oil spill that is wreaking havoc today on the shores of parts of the shores of Tobago. Boy 11 killed, contractor injured in drive-by, 2 gunmen held. Why that must happen? Of course, we continue, of course, to question. Let me just do this last one. Environmental activists revise a national oil spill contingency plan. Well, that is a post facto, that is after the fact. The reality is that it ought not to have occurred in the first place. Why? Because we are yet to have an explanation as to the delay, the tardiness of this administration in repairing, if there was a need to repair those 12 Daman vessels that was allocated to the Coast Guard back, of course, in the Kamala Prasad Bisesa administration days, and of course why it is that the 360 degrees radar was inoperative, so that some preemptive action or timely action could have been taken and avoid the catastrophe that is unfolding and is attracting, of course, international attention and devastating the economy of Tobago. Of course, its main contributor to the economy is that of tourism. That is the tourism aisle, why it is that it has to be subjected to that, and whether or not these things were preventable. My view is, and I'm sure that that may be a consensus, if not unanimous, that ought not to have happened and it could have been prevented. That being as it may, of course, we go for the break, and when we come back more on this Friday edition, of course, the last day of the week, we resume, of course, on Monday. When we on the break, of course, when we resume, I will tell you a little more of what's going to be happening on the 18th. We have done some round robin, and we have, of course, put our minds together. You haven't been involved in terms of selecting the date, and now we have to give you, of course, some of the meat on that bone, so that you can prepare adequately, and of course the contribution of others as to how it can be optimally effective in terms of letting the government understand that the people are not going to countenance further or have reached the zenith of their tolerance in terms of incompetence, impotence, and mismanagement, corruption, nepotism, and cronyism that has become the hallmark of the Rowley-led PNM administration. See you after the break.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
China and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fry nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
The big question today, how much will my electricity bill increase? Stop worrying. Act now. Replace your bulbs with energy efficient LED bulbs now available at Trinity Light. When you purchase 4 60-watt LED bulbs for $112.50, you get 2 absolutely free. That's right, absolutely free. Or purchase 3 100-watt LED bulbs for the same price and get 1 100-watt LED bulb free. Trinity also has the following options. Purchase 2 4-foot LED tubes or 1 8-foot or 2 LED colored bulbs for the same price, $112.50. At Trinity, we also stock specialty items and a wide range of electrical supply for all your household, medical, marine, commercial, and much more. Any hard-to-find bulbs or parts, we can source it locally or internationally. Check us out at 123 Western Main Road in St. James. Call 628-8373, WhatsApp 461-8620, or email trinityetc@yahoo.com.
More FM 104.7.
For over 100 years, radio has been the most accessible and it's still the most listened to medium everywhere. More FM 104.7 is programmed for just that, so you can hear us everywhere and never miss a beat. So where is your ad playing? Get your ads played everywhere with the station that is programmed for listeners everywhere with the most variety in TNT. There is a show for everyone, so you are guaranteed to reach your target market. With More FM 104.7, get more sales, get more clients. Book your ads today by calling us 221-4913.
More FM.
Hey, you! Yes, you! Need quality printing at affordable prices? Then
Then look no further. At Graphic Source, we've got you covered. Take your project to the next level for all your designs and printing needs. From t-shirt printing to labels, signs, and banners. Look no further. Business stamps, flyers, tickets, and invites, just to name a few. With 2 convenient locations. Eastern Main Road, St. Augustine, opposite Massey Stores. And Arima Shopping Center, Broadway Street, Arima. Contact us today. 342-2664, 270-0428, or 360-8917. Graphic Source, your #1 source. You name it, we design it and print it.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations. 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruka, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are back. We are back. Time check is just about 42, is it? Yes. 41 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. So minutes to 7, obviously. And we will, of course, open up the lines as well in order to, of course, hear your views. But before that, let me just update you as to the latest as far as the March 19th is concerned. As you know, it is not a march as such, it's an assembly. And of course, what we are going to do, because we don't need permission from anybody to assemble in a public place. That is very clear. The law is clear. So we wanted to be have as much what I consider to be conformity as possible, while of course expressing our deep concern. And of course, letters will be delivered to the Ministry of Finance, which would have been west of where we would assemble at the usual spot. It appears to be Brandlara Promenade, just outside Express. You will be informed if there's any changes. And then, of course, we journey west to the financial complex where the Minister of Finance's office is. And then, of course, we then find our way to the specific route will be disclosed. But we'll find our way to the DPP, the Director of Public Prosecutions, and then from there we will assemble in Woodford Square, where we will be, of course, should I say, informed by various speakers as to some of the issues that are of concern. What is the objective? Very, very simple. We need to get the entire square filled. One, and that is a fundamental. And then, of course, the speakers and so on will address, and all of the other things will be added on. Mikey will give you some more of the meat on this bone. We assembled at around 10 o'clock. We should get to the financial complex by about 11, and we should be in the place where we would want to assemble, in earnest, and of course by 12 o'clock. So it's a short period for a huge benefit, and that is to let the administration understand that the people have reached the zenith of their tolerance. I'm not going to say any more on that, except, of course, Mikey is responsible for that. But as the information is disseminated among the various, of course, should I say, progenitors or the organizers, of course, you will hear Mr. Amaro on his program making references to the decisions that would have been made and how we are going to proceed from there. That being as it may, of course, the numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251, 239-5120, 239-5120, and of course you want to. I don't think we played those notes yesterday, those voices, but and if we did, well, my apology, because I had to step out a bit. But of course, that number to call or that number to deposit your voice notes, 366-3053, 366-3053. And don't forget, leave a line for Andy, and of course, leave a little pledge as well. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Lennox.
Good morning.
This morning I hear you say March the 19th. You're changing the date or what?
Oh, no, 18th. Sorry about that. Did I say 19th?
No,
sorry.
no. That is very important. That is very important. March the 19th, we will be in Port of Spain. Also, on our next program.
18th. March the 18th.
Right.
March the 18th.
March the 18th. Let us get correct. And also, Kingsley went on a next station and he said March the 8th. So this thing is confusing. Tell them it's March the 18th. That is the correct date. That's the first thing. The second thing, if all these people who had somebody murdered, like that little 11-year-old boy in Belmont there, bring 10 people. We don't have 70 people there in the country. That's 700 people we're starting with. The next thing, if all those people who got their 4% and were not satisfied with that, if they come and bring one other person, the square and a place for everybody. So let these people get serious in this country and come to Port of Spain. March the 18th, come to Port of Spain. Okay, thank you.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget, let me I cannot overemphasize, it's the 18th of March. So any other date, any other number will be erroneous. I'm not saying that it's deliberate, but you have some mischievous and mysterious persons as well who would pretend to be authoritative when in fact you can only get it on the Wrong Report or on 104.7, the various platforms that is of course pursuing this nationalistic agenda and of course exercise to preserve our democracy. That is what this is all about. So it is March the 18th, right? Monday, March the 18th. So cross that out on your calendar. Make sure that you have nothing else to do but to find yourself at the Brian Lara Promenade, and then of course we will walk, we will deliver. Let me use the right term. We deliver correspondence to both the Minister of Finance and that of the DPP on a second round, because we are not satisfied what has transpired since. And there are certain other developments, including, of course, that of the those persons who would have been killed or died in, of course, the pipeline, and too much time has now elapsed, and no compensation, etc., no prosecution, etc. So we want to expedite as best we can. Good morning.
Morning, Lennox. Morning, and wherever you are, may God bless you, and we are praying for you. Morning, Mikey K. Yes, good program as always, Lennox. You lighten us with some of what will be taking place on the 18th. People, remember, it's not on the 19th, it's the 18th of March. right? Don't forget the 18th, and all you come out in all your numbers, bring out everybody, all you could bring out. This will be an important step with what's going on and taking place in the country, you know, people. Just Sunday, somebody called me and tell me they haven't ate. They haven't ate because they have nothing to eat. People only know what's going on in the country. It's so much a thing taking place. You know, you're seeing people just walking and you don't know what's going through their mind. You don't know what terrible situation they're in. People, this is real what's taking place in this country. Some people might have and they might figure out, I ain't studying nobody, but people out there is hungry and they're starving out there. I could tell only I meet people every day, and it's not easy out there. It might be nice with all you, but other people, it's not easy with them. Some people crying out in the wilderness, no money to pay their little rent. They have nothing. The health services is in a mess. Everything in this country is a mess. All you seeing, so people come out in all your numbers on the 18th of March. We have to do something. We have to stand by something. This country going down, it's further, it will get to the Gaza just now. All you are seeing, all you open all your eyes and see what's taking place. This is real. Oh God, man, all you come out on the 18th, please, I'm begging all you, I will be there. I will be there in a purple head, purple outfit. Or you come out. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Of course, so we go to the lines. There's several developments that are taking place, but I'm sure that, that this news that you would have heard, I'm sure would bring glory and I'm sure a sort of peace to your minds, and knowing fully well that this is all part and parcel of that tapestry of making sure that this 12 months of 2024 is long and hot for those who have done us wrong at the highest levels of decision making in this country, mismanagement, etc., etc. Good morning. I see that there is an appeal lodged by the government against that group of individuals who were awarded $20 million. Yes, $20 million, those persons who were accused in the Coleman's case. I hold no brief for anyone. We hold no brief for anyone. But of course, it riddles and it is saturated and pregnant with incompetence on the part of the Office of the Attorney General. And now they're trying, of course, to salvage because, again, only because it has political negative connotations for them. But let's go to the lines and we'll have an opportunity to extrapolate a little more. Good morning.
Hey, Lennox, morning.
Good morning.
How are you going?
I'm all right in this circumstance.
I have an award to give out. I don't know to give you or to give about Tamar. You know, Australian boy in the United States was the most famous radio man, talk show host. And partly you're becoming one of them, you and Amar.
Thank you very much.
Yesterday morning, and last night I was going good until the thing break down. Imagine himself, Joe coming on UNC platform. So both sees up here them. But if you think how smart camera and remember that? Eh? So watching him, the name of my shape was he, if they ask you to go up for seat for the UNC, you think he going up the lock? Here go up. So what's his purpose of commenting? To waste people time? And you see that Paris incident? You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, I'm hearing you.
That Paris incident, they could jump high, they could jump low, they had to pay. If the government they want to pay, Prakash Ramadar is going to win that case through the Insurance Act. because that company insured. I mean, that man was working they covered by the insurance. That's the case he was bringing the court. They were here coming, you know. I remember I telling you that first. And you see that incident there with Lisa Egan and Lennox, them can't win she. Which one of them could show anybody, I'm talking about worldwide, how to stop this hacking, this cyber thing. None of them don't know how. You follow me? None of them don't know how.
He's a veteran in the area,
Yeah. None of them is, the hackers way ahead of them. So they had to prove where they could have stopped it before they do share anything. That woman built your city, you know that?
Yeah.
Work hard and bring it right on top, and you come in that crap now to save who? Gonzalez? And then the last thing, you know, I just can't take when you and she sit down and take crap and do answer back, you know. I hear Sinanan tell him with Mark, is the first time he brings something sensible in the parliament.
Sinanan said that? Sinanan?
Yes.
A consummate and notable buffoon?
Yeah.
A moron? Go ahead.
And he just set a thump on it just for me people and right?
But obviously, it's morons, clapping morons. In blind man country, one-eyed man is king.
Yeah, and you know, I see Wade Mark and him and saying back. So me Wade Mark couldn't tell him something like what? You wouldn't know sense if I flash it in front of your face. Because if I don't understand, you went to school in August. And you had a couple of thumbs from each side too. There's all you have to deal with them fellas. Don't take no talk from nobody. Come on, man. Excuse me, Wade. You better than that. Or they must think fast like Anil. As you come a crap, get them back the answer and get some thump too. Let you keep thumping in the parliament all day. It must done. What do you think?
But yeah. Or it could be that by his non-response and his silence, and what we mark it might well be, he may well be saying, "Let the jackass break."
Yeah, but watch me. You break too. If a jackass want to be an jackass, just break, you know. You never hear fouls in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't take no talk from them, man. Wait, just don't let me down, man. You got to talk to them.
All right.
Probably good work.
Yes, thank you very much. We continue, of course, to take your calls. Quite a lot this morning. We want to discuss. Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Good morning. Finally, it's here.
I love Rowley, yes. The other thing, yesterday was apple and bananas they give out in the savannah. No medicine still in the hospital. And for all who want to jump ship, is a food they want to eat. Kick them, run them, let them go by Rowley and get something. Thank you.
All right. Of course, we are not about that. We are about delivery. And we are about recognizing that this is a democracy. And when a government comes in place, it is to serve the people, as has demonstrated by one administration under the UNC banner, whether it be Pandey, whether it be Kamala, as the case may be, or indeed under the NAR when they had their opportunities. I want to say that as well, but certainly the PNM has morphed into this criminal, or should I say, mafia syndicate. We just have to look at Bally's House and understand the symbolism and the reality that is that party. And I expect that in the fullness of time, that party should be relegated to the dustbin of political history. It can't change. It is immutable, like a scent. And therefore, anybody coming to the hem will pursue that course of action, believing that somehow they can engage in illegal and criminal behavior and still, of course, exit unscathed. This time around, social media will not allow it to happen. Let's go to the lines. President, good morning. Yes, indeed. Good morning.
Lennox Smith, pleasant good morning, my brother. Good morning to you, my brother. Trinidad and Tobago, pleasant good morning. Andy Williams,
Comrade, good morning to you and your family. My TK, my brother, Trinidad and Tobago again. Pleasant good morning to you. Lennox, it's sort of hurting me, right? And here why, right? Now, in Trinidad and Tobago, we really don't focus on the serious things at hand. And you see that little youth man who was shooting Lavante who was playing on some tractor or some kind of thing.
Yeah.
I find the people of Trinidad and Tobago, that little fella is only 132 months, you know, Lennox. That little fella is 11 years old. And it is time that the people have to realize that we are losing our young youths and our children. Are putting the blame on the bad man and them for going and want to shoot a man, and they're doing it the right way because all you're going to kill one man, but all you kill the man and all you kill an innocent little youth man. How that little youth man parents going and see about he now? He might had to be buried. Who going and bury he? Anybody know what that little youth man would have come out in life? Who will be compensating that little fella parents? Who will be going and for Gerald Hines? You reached by that mother yet? Lennox, could the state be sued for something like that, Lennox? Could the Ministry of National Security could be sued for something like that, knowing that your child home, right? Where you is the Minister of National Security, that is in your constituency too, is a youth. We don't want them children and them to die out and become collateral damage. People have to stand up and start to put things in place. You see about your child for all them years, and your child going outside and they come to kill somebody, you lost your child. Who just see about you, Leonard? That burden on your shoulder alone, no government, nobody. So I find when people lose the children innocently by the hands of guns, killed by the criminal, by who, and nobody cannot give proper account of what it take place, Lennox, somebody should be held accountable for that. How I talk, Lennox.
Oh yeah, I agree. And you could sue anybody and almost for anything. The thing about it is whether you'll be successful, and that's it. And that's really the issue.
National Security because he up there and he do thing. I don't know if it's in his constituency directly because it has two Lavante. It has Lavante Road, Sawan, it has Lavante. So I don't know which one are the Lavante.
It's his constituency. He's more concerned. Hines is more concerned in going to George Street because he heard that the ground report is developing, of course, a resource center there. So he goes there to try, of course, to talk to the youths and them. And they have been very dismissive and very choleric in terms of their commentary. Even want to hear them. Yes,
good morning.
Morning. Morning.
Yeah, the bellman.
Yes, good morning to you.
You see that contribution that brother now make there? That is one of the best contributions for the morning. Or maybe for the day. No outrage, 11 years died and no outrage. I hear nobody saying only on the news, they announced it on the news and that is it. Now on the 18th of March, I am asking people to come out. But Lennox, the problem is the people who coming out is not the people from Laventille and them place around the area there, you know. Because the people afraid to come out there. The people who will be coming out will be people from the south and other parts of the country, not from Laventille, Sawan area, because afraid. Because they are the one who creating the problems, you understand. And they're fighting all the battle for the PNM, the East-West corridor. Nothing affecting them. Look why living down here, Lennox. The PNM and them come and build some houses down here, voter pardon houses. Send one set of strangers from Laventille and all about down here and creating problem in my constituency. This is the way the PNM operating. Brother Carnage is the best contribution. You wouldn't hear much alarm from Laventille and also even the police, they kill one of them. But I hear what I'm going. They want to burn down Port of Spain. A life is a life. Death is death. All you have to come out and show Hines and them, and they say vote Hines for great mind. All you have to come out and say, but where they can't come out there because they have war against one another. And that's what the PMN like. when they divide. And that is what the people in the East-West corridor, Lennox, that's what they love. They love their PNM. So when we gather there on the 18th, Life Pay, I go be there. And when we gather there on the 18th, these are the people from Port of Spain. They're getting everything free. They don't have to pay the bill, they don't have to pay WASA, they don't have to do nothing. We have to pay that. So we have to come and demonstrate in Port of Spain to show that how difficult it is for us. Look, it's hard, Lennox, it's hard. People hungry, they're starving. I don't hear nobody from Laventille saying that they're hungry and starving. Because PNM giving them everything free. We have to work hard for what we want. So I don't know what happened. The people who will be assembling outside here will be people from out of the corridor there, Laventille and them places. I hope that everybody come out. I know it will be difficult for them because the enemy will fight against the enemy. But Brother Carnage, I appreciate that contribution. If the police kill somebody up there this morning, I hear what happened. Whether the police kill Lennox or whoever kill a life is a life. They have to show that they will continue with that kind of way because they are PNM. And that's what the PNM want. Destruction of this nation. Great vote Hines for great mind. Have a good day.
I hear you, my friend. Of course, but of course, one that is in the, shall I say, in the bosom of the entire process. Let me say too that there is a counter to that. Vote Hines for great minds. Well, I am hearing increasingly vote Hines to stay behind. I think that is a development of reality that is that place, and the people are now focusing. Vote Hines to stay behind. That is significant as well. So there may be a transformation, there may be a metamorphosis, there may be, of course, a development that may well surprise us from what we consider to be normal. Let's go to the lines. A pleasant good morning.
Good morning, Leno. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm giving you our own personal advice. You ever watch Family Feud? You ever see this, Steve Harvey does have a paper in his hand reading from it? It's just 5 questions he asking. And everybody go to read it. Keep a paper in your hand. This thing does sound bad. Everybody with a different, you can't make this kind of mistake because you're on a station. Keep this thing in your hand and read from it. On the 18th, don't ever forget to read it, because when you get a certain age like me, you ain't like me anymore. I know I was getting there. Keep a paper in your hand and read the date. And keep it in your mind, because when somebody hear date and they go on with it, it's different thing coming up. And you see the people were saying the UNC people must come out. That is PNM propaganda. When you set Indian land in input, that is what they want, because when I go last year, so we thing for me old age pension, and they give me a hard time, I come and I call a lady, and I tell the lady what to look out for. She say, you mean to say that's what the Indians, that's what Rowley going and do. That's why the Indians and them want them there. That is what the people that's have in their head is the Indians, what they want them there. So when you see a set of Indians, let the black people come out, black. When you see Blackfoot when you see Blackfoot, you will understand that is black. Rowley only gone there to face that he's the Prime Minister, but he's not the Prime Minister. So when Eric Williams was the Prime Minister, you ever see he used to run anywhere? He used to have a bag man running up and down. One man used to be running up and down all around. These people know nothing about politics. The Prime Minister will sit down one place. That's just as how you see Engbert sit down one place. He's the Prime Minister, but he using Rowley because he know the people like black. I gone.
Yes, indeed, of course. And you'll forgive me for that Freudian slip earlier. I'm only human, so in spite of the best of thought and inculcation, sometimes, of course, you make that that era. But of course, what I like is that the population, the callers, was able, of course, to put me on the right path. So that demonstrates a level of interest that will augur well for the numbers that we expect when we would have assembled ultimately on the 18th of next month, Monday the 18th of March. Let's go back to the lines. All right, we go for a break, and when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Looking for top quality and affordable hardware supplies? Then look no further than Mitlin Hardware, number 97 Eastern Main Road, Arouca. We stock a wide range of tools, water tanks, blocks, lumber, steel, and everything you need for your home and business project. Check out our new display of steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Mitlin also stockpiles sand, gravel, topsoil, and more. We have a variety of kitchen faucets, face basins, and toilet sets, bathroom mat sets, all garden tools, hand tools, generators, power washers, and water pumps. Customers can make payments via links, credit card, online payment, and cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 for free quotations, or give us a call at 646-2144. Open every day, Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Mitlin.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
A lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes! A brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Cunupia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
Hey, you! Yes, you! Need quality printing at affordable prices? Then look no further. At Graphic Source, we've got you covered. Take your project to the next level for all your designs and printing needs. From t-shirt printing to labels, signs, and banners. Look no further. Business stamps, flyers, tickets, and invites, just to name a few. With 2 convenient locations. Eastern Main Road, Center Custom, Massey Stores, and Arima Shopping Center, Broadway Street, Arima. Contact us today. 342-2664, 270-0428, or 360-8917. Graphic Source, your #1 source. You name it, we design it and print it.
Gear up for Hitman Howie T's Easter event. Clash of Generations. Sunday, 31st March on the Harbor Master. Morning, 11 p.m. sharp, sailing 12 midnight. Featuring Howie T in concert mode. Wear orange and black. There will be limited $200 tickets for this event. Call 689-2119 for more info. Get ready. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. We are back. Time check is just about Yes, 13 minutes past your 7 o'clock, and of course we continue with your calls. And as I said, on the 18th of next month, Monday, the 18th, we have carded. Of course, we will assemble at the Brian Lara Promenade, of course, just outside or opposite Express there, and then we proceed to deliver a letter to, of course, the Minister of Finance, and thereafter we find our way to the DPP's department or office, as we did before, and then of course we assemble at the Woodford Square in order, of course, to sort of crystallize some of the issues that we would want to highlight on that day. But numbers is critical, and of course Mikey will give you a little more details. We will be doing, of course, some of the logistics behind the scene, and of course, as some people suggested, walk with your water, or if you can provide water, and of course any other thing that would make the exercise a little more comfortable, and of course make the cordiality with which the entire exercise is supposed to be, because one mission, and that is to save, to salvage our democracy, and to make certain that the quality of life and standard of living all of us aspire to and would have grown accustomed to no longer is degraded or eroded, as it is so rapidly becoming a feature of Trinidad and Tobago, to the extent that we are the laughing stock of not just the region but the hemisphere and the world. We just have to look at that oil spill and the way how it was handled domestically to understand that the existential threat to Trinidad and Tobago really, as the weaponized government against the people, is the PNM and of course the Rowley administration, without a doubt. That being as it may, cause the numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251, 239-5120, 239-5120, and of course WhatsApp 366-3053, and on any one of them you can call Andy after the program, and of course drop him an envelope. He will, I'm sure, will be extremely grateful, and he will, of course, with you, make the arrangements. So notice we are not having any intermediary or any middleman. You contact him directly, of course, and he would say what he would like to disclose with you, I'm sure, and of course to your own satisfaction that he is well, and of course doing what is required, getting a well-earned rest, so to speak, but at the same time it is costly. That being as it may, we go to the lines. Of course, one of the issues that I wanted to stress with you this morning was the whole question of that Coleman's case, and the persons who were accused and were acquitted. I think it's 9 of them that ended up suing, of course, the state for malicious prosecution, among other things, and they were awarded, of course, $20 million, 2 point something for each one of them. It turned out to be in the unit, of course, allocations, but the fact of the matter is that the Attorney General, having not been able initially to find the file, then said that was the purpose, that was the reason why the state did not respond, because remember, it was a judgment in absentia, a judgment that the state, consequential of the state not responding to the lawsuit, so it is called, of course, default judgment. That's the term that is used, but of course I see in the court now, and the argument is that they have appealed that, and the Justice Jones has, of course, said that, all right, she maybe the process for serving was wrong, so that's the direction in which they are going. But I had a look at the particular piece of legislation that they were referring to. It is called the State Liability and the Proceedings Act, Chapter 802 of the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, and I find it as Anand Ramlogan the claimants is saying, and I find it, my common sense tells me it's difficult for the state to reverse this decision, having regard, of course, to the fact that the procedure is that the Attorney General, yes, be the one named in the suit, right? Fine, but of course, it is an alternative is that of the Solicitor General, and that is the means, that's the way that the case went. The Solicitor General received the complaints or the sue. Let's put it that way. The documents, in other words, the court documents, and here it is. And here it is. They are now arguing that the process was flawed, and if the process was flawed, meaning that the Attorney General did not receive the documents, and therefore what emerged out of it is also flawed, and therefore, in other words, poisoned, and so there should be no awarding, and that judgment should be withdrawn. Well, I just want to read for you, of course, the section 21 that speaks of what should happen if somebody is suing the state, because of course state here means all of the persons employed by the state through the Service Commission, etc., and the various other commissions, including of course the Police Service Commission, etc., and therefore the police. But of course it must be brought in the name of the Attorney General, and they are saying that it is procedurally flawed, and as a consequence, that judgment should be withdrawn. But let's see. Section 21 says, in any civil proceedings, which of course this was instituted against the Attorney General, or to which the Attorney General is joined as a party or third party, as mentioned above, the first document required to be served on him, and any other document required to be served before an address for service has been given by him, shall be served on the Attorney General by the delivery thereof to the Solicitor General. So the Solicitor General Department was served, according to Alan Ramlogan, who is acting on behalf of the claimants. Of course, they are now the defendants, now that the matter has been appealed. But of course, the Solicitor General or such officer in the department of the Solicitor General, as he may designate by notice published in the Gazette, or by leaving it at the office of the Solicitor General on or of that officer, or by sending it by post in a registered letter addressed to the Solicitor General or to that other officer as at his office. So my issue is that Alan Ramlogan and I'm not trying the case, I'm just telling you what the facts are. So Alan Ramlogan and they say, well, an officer at the Attorney General's officer, a lawyer, took the documents. What they're trying to say now is that that person obviously was not gazetted. It was not published in the Gazette, and that technicality. But Alan Ramlogan has come up with a very good argument, and that is that has been so all the time. Is something called estoppel, where of course if you continue to do something and it is accepted, then that becomes the norm. And to say that you don't know or that is not the procedure, I think you're being less than genuine or generous, or you are attempting to get an advantage that could be considered one of convenience. So I think that is the only flaw there, but the fact is that the matter was served on the Solicitor General, who can receive on behalf of the Attorney General. And then of course you had the other instances where the Attorney General has already, the current one, has already said that the file was misplaced or displaced, and so they couldn't file. They couldn't respond. But how is that possible when, in fact, when the time comes for assessment of the damages, the state sends somebody there to witness it and agreed. But now you're spending money on a counsel to make that argument before the appeal court, hoping that it could be reversed. I mean, it's up to you people to make the assessment. Our job is merely to put the facts on the table, and it's up to you, of course, to make your own assessment. That being as it may, of course, we open up the lines. I thought I should let's bring that to your attention, that the people who sued the state for malicious prosecution and got an award of $20 million, and that matter has been formally appealed by the current Attorney General, and whether or not they could have saved that money that they're going to pay this person to appeal, to pay the people and get rid of that, having regard to the many and multiple flaws and ludicrous positions that evolved and led, of course, to that $20 million being awarded to them. Right? This must be. Let's go to the lines. President, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Smithy, Mikey, and Andy, where you are, hoping you're on the mend. Okay, that is one issue that Eater Food lawyers getting easy money. The other one is the Nelson Gate matter. Eater Food lawyers, good boy lawyers, defending something that, I mean to say, a blind man and a deaf man can see through. But more importantly, I want to talk about Trinidad still on the EU blacklist, right? There was a newspaper article, I think yesterday or the day before, where they say Trinidad is still on the EU blacklist. We are tax haven. A couple of Caribbean countries has been removed, but we continue to be blacklisted because we probably have a black government there, not being facetious. Look at it this way. We have been on the trafficking in person tier 2 watch list. That is basically just as bad as tier 3. So we're not looking good globally. But coming back to this blacklisting from the EU, you know what I want to say, why we are still on it? There is a court case I just mentioned, the Nelson Gate case. And if people understood what some high government official was trying to do, they provided an avenue to give the man an indemnity, and they were trying to, the man asked to basically keep everything hush-hush. Don't let the UK people know how much money I'm making because I had to pay tax. So in truth and in fact, our government is telling the world, yeah man, we can help them fellas, we going to help KC. So the UK ain't going to know how much money you're making, so you don't have to pay tax. So that is why we're still on the blacklist. It's a direct result of the action by KCR and this midget and all of them. I don't want to say the DD, eh? You know what DD means? Dumb and dotish. I'm going to have a nice morning.
Yes, my friend. And of course, I want to tell you, go to the top of the class. I think you have assessed that situation there very well across the spectrum. Our obligation, of course, to the OECD and transparency as far as tax evasion is concerned, and then of course your assessment of the matter itself and the arrangement and that so-called indemnity agreement that caused Dr. Rowley to finally get rid, partially, I should say, inchoately, of Al-Wari. So he is now definitely silent. But before he was very garrulous and talkative, and now he is effectively silent. But of course, it does not take away or in any way erode the culpability of the government as a whole, having regard to the comments of Dr. Rowley when he was talking about, of course, Pamasa and all of that, and they get a big fish, etc., when it turned out to be an orchestration of this pernicious government to try to stay in office by being a power mongerer and utilizing our resources in order to manifest that you pay a state witness in a criminal trial $10 million, and they now turn around and sue you now for what, 90-something or 80-something million again? Come on. Let's go to the lines. Pleasant good morning once again to all and sundry. Of course, The numbers are called 229-0251, 229-0251, 239-5120, 239-5120, and of course WhatsApp us at 366-3053. During the course of the program, we will of course play these voicemails that you would have sat down in the comfort of your convenience, and of course put the phone, so to speak, 366-3053, and on any one of these numbers you can get Andy to of course give your express your concerns about his whatever you wish, but don't forget, make sure you have an envelope. We go to the lines. Pleasant good morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Lennox.
Good morning to you.
Tuna Puno here, brother. Lennox, I don't know if people really paying attention. You just listen to that contribution at the last caller there, that where we are blacklisted by the European Union. Now, I just watch a lot of the parliament debate and what have you and things. And, brother, let me tell you something. It is frightening. It is frightening when you hear the questions posed by the opposition challenging the legality of this government on a number of issues, in their failures to comply with, international laws and things like that, FATF or FATF or whatever, and all these other things, it becomes something that makes me wonder that if Trinidad is a country of non-compliance and a haven for money laundering, corruption, white-collar crime, and all these kind of things, because just recently they built that in the parliament, where businesses and whatnot, and they're not paying taxes. You see, it's big business and they not paying their the VAT and all these things, and they're getting applied. And just the other day, where Brainmark in the Senate raised the question about the non-compliance of foreign businesses and whatnot, who's supposed to pay more tax revenue to the...
You want to speak up a little more, a little louder, because I'm getting some difficulty.
You hearing me now?
So speak up. Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
And the question is that this government seems to be very complicit and facilitating in all these kind of illegal activities. Consequently, it is as a result of the crime situation and the way of governance of this PNM and the corruption and the thieving. And Lennox, you're fine, but you're really working hard, eh? Because when you watch these fellas like Rohan Sinanan, well, the next one who dead and gone, but I don't know, his soul will never rest in peace, Franklin Khan. All these fellas on them who have been involved in widespread corruption, especially with that oh God, the one where they asked something, the fake oil. And when Franklin Khan could come and lie to the population and whatnot and things, as a consequence, and then you have the Prime Minister shutting down Petrotrin, our umbilical cord of a revenue to this country, and have we in this predicament. It leaves you to wonder, now therefore the international world is watching us, and the way the government here crying out about crime, and you going to crime symposium and begging America and all these people, and when you, because you can't tell me that the Minister of Finance, who does act as the Prime Minister, recently make an announcement in the Parliament that is something like over $5 billion passes through this country to white-collar crime and all this kind of damn nonsense. And not one person has been brought before the court. You see, Lennox, big business people, private sector and all of them, involved in big conspiracy with this government or defraud the state through all forms and fashion. And nobody's been held accountable. Nobody's been charged. The Chamber, Commerce and all these people. And I keep harping this, where's the Security and Exchange Commission? Where's the Financial Intelligence Unit? Where is the DPP? And if you notice something, then of late, the DPP name is being called into question to deal with these issues and bring people before the court. But seemingly, I see like he's sleeping, he's sleeping on the job. Because if you have that powerful position, the most powerful position, to lay charges against people who are found wanting and in corruption and whatnot, and you doing absolutely nothing, the Nelson Gate issue, the issue with the rental of the buildings and all them kind of thing, and you see PPNM pushing you on that, not under the bus, you could survive if they push you under the bus, but they're pushing you under the wheel, they're making sure that you're being crushed, and you staying silent. Let me tell people something. Monday, March 18th, my people, this is a cry coming from Mr. Tunapuna, that everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, and as one, I think it was Bellman who said, I can't remember who it was, yesterday's contribution, maxi taxi drivers and all these people, everybody had to take a position in it, taxi drivers and what have you. Schools have to be closed. Parents, don't send your children to school. Bring them into Port of Spain. Bring them into Port of Spain. Because you see now they're being killed like dogs in front of the school. Bring them out. All government employees, everybody, who getting 4%. And now you're seeing the salary review commission proposing 40 and 50 and how much percent increase for politicians and what have you. Especially politicians who have failed, who have crashed this country, the government that is. And you want to sit down and take this thing easy, then you have the water rate increase, the electricity rate increase, property tax and whatnot. What the hell more you could need to mobilize all you and to stimulate all you to get all your tail outside there in Port of Spain on the 18th of March. Unless these people don't come out and stand up and forget your PNM. And I agree with you, Lennox, when you launch that attack, not that attack, but when you made certain questionable thing about Selwyn Kojo. Because I got to tell you why, Lennox. About 40 years ago, brother, while I was working at WASA, a friend who was a close associate to Selwyn Kojo invited me to a lecture at the Tunapuna Tacarigua Anglican School, on which I went. Lennox, you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Very attentive listener. Go ahead.
And I went to that lecture, Lennox, and the emphasis was placed by Selwyn Kojo on the African suffering there. Let me put it this way, plain. They're being dispossessed, they're being not put to the front line. As I already
victims of the system, yeah.
Right, of the system and the lower rung of the ladder and whatnot and thing. And I keep asking the question, Lennox, if you could recall, that I have been asking question, where is Selwyn? Not now, years gone by. Where is Selwyn Kojo? Where is the Emancipation Support Committee? Where is Harvey Boris for Center of Justice and whatnot? Where is the so-called Black Lives Matter fanaticism and all these people who will come out there and protest and whatnot when something happened in America? But you see, they have a political loyalty to PNM. And they wouldn't raise no issue. I always ask the question, why don't these same groups, Selwyn Kojo, Emancipation Support Committee, Kafra Kambon and all that, Harvey Boris, and go into these communities and see if they could stimulate the minds of the young people to do away from a life of crime and what have you. And never have they done anything. But you see their political loyalty to the PNM. And when it hit the fan, because that statement that Selwyn Kojo make, that is not that I don't like my prime minister nor my party less, but what I am doing here is in support of my country. What a vague statement. Because if it is your prime minister and your government who you support have us in this predicament, in this quagmire, then you should have come out and said, hey, I standing on, I don't want to be no part of this government. Or I do not support the Prime Minister. And the time has come for it to go. You will never hear that statement. You will never hear it. Because they have a political loyalty. And unless the people in this country don't see, and I'm not adult say it, the Indian people and them who join the PNM, they're not joining the PNM for good governance. They join because they could get some money, easy blind, corruption money. This is how it is. The big businesses and whatnot and things. This is how they join PNM, because they could make that. And PNM has given them as David Rhodes said, permission to mash up the place, make the deals, and pass money back to the PNM people. This is why when Eric Williams says, my African people are not business-oriented. And I gave you a listing of the couple of the contractors and all these people, and way back when, who benefited today are multi-millionaires. Some of them are billionaires. The generation is well off. Generation were born yet have a security put on for them. So let the African man know that KFC and all these things and security for personal things. Somebody has made the point, Lennox, that I think Miss Arima, I was very disappointed with her contribution. I love her. But she talked about who will have to provide these services and whatnot and things, for the country, who have to play the music, the band, the whatnot and things. Remember this. What you're doing is the black people who have to struggle for this country, as they've been doing all the years, marching, protesting, whatnot. They are the providers for entertainment. Be the sportsmen, the calypsonian, the everybody, the musician for carnival and whatnot, to entertain those who making the millions and the billions so that they could wine and jam and what have you. And I remember this very distinctly when Kamala Prasad says I give Pantrin Bego, the National Carnival Commission, and Tuco and all of them, and all the athletes and them, money, make them millionaires and whatnot. There was a hue and cry coming from the black community because PNM was promoting that. And she said, no, the time has come that these people who sacrificed to bring this country to where it is, in the glorification then. And we have to attract foreigners to come here. They ought to be rewarded. And she was attacked. And Pantrin, Bego, Tuco, and all these people, everybody stood idly by and watched Rowley decimate that woman and what have you. But I'll tell you something, Lennox. Unless my people ain't come to that consciousness, it have, as I say, it have nothing with race with me, brother. Absolutely nothing on religion, And not at all. But unless a consciousness ain't come to these people, we're going to suffer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much, Unapuna. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Very elaborate, very detailed.
Yes.
Yeah, but of course, I'm very conscious as well. We don't criticize. Criticism, not for criticism's sake. When we criticize, of course, is to be as objective as possible and to be allow the people to become conscious of the reality of their circumstance. Even though it may sound bitter, it may have a bitter taste. But at the end of the day, it is about introspection for a better future or a better perspective. That's all.
Of course.
Good morning, my friend.
Hey, good morning to you, Lennox Smith. Good morning, newbie. Good morning to our brother, our comrade, Andy Pitbull Williams. Behind the scenes, he is coming along, getting that much needed rest. And again, of course, I want to let you know, if you can please reach out to him, any kind of assistance at all that you can render him would really greatly be appreciated. 366-3053, 366-3053 after the program. Yes, Lennox, you're quite correct. I mean, we don't just come here to talk for talking's sake. And that's why Monday, March 18th is so important. I mean, there's so much going on. I can't see anybody still believing that, they're in some sort of comfort zone, or the fact that they just believe that they haven't been touched one way or the other by this administration and their mishaps, all that is taking place. I mean, I just can't see it, Lennox. I can't see anybody who would still believe that we as citizens have a fighting chance for something that is better just by riding out this storm. We can't afford that. We don't have that luxury. Think about it. Every office that was deemed to be independent has been compromised, politically tampered with some way, somehow. Could you imagine another 5 years of that and then another on people? So I don't believe, Lennox, that people really and truly could sit there and say to themselves, we can ride this out.
Only if talk is food. Only if talk is food, and Rowdy and they have a lot of talk. They're very garrulous. They could talk and talk until thy kingdom come, no doubt. But it's delusionary. It is illusion. It is smoke and mirrors, or mirrors and smoke, whatever you want to say it. But if talk was food, certainly we would have been filled. But the fact of the matter is that is not the reality. The reality is that we have to put practical, material things in place. And of course, the incompetence and impotence and, of course, corruption and nepotism displayed by this administration, a total mafia syndicate, clearly requires that we take action, and we take action in such a way so that we make this year hot and tough. And then, of course, we go into the election year, if it goes so far, and do like Tobago.
No, we want it now. That's why we're coming out on Monday, March 18th. It has to be done now. Don't forget, folks, you can send us your voice notes, 366-3053. Also make your WhatsApp calls. And you can also reach us at 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Newbie, anybody on the outside? We have anybody on the line? A pleasant good morning before we go take a break. Who's on the inside? And there's so much happening here as well. This is you.
Well, people simply want to get out there. They wish that the 18th would have been tomorrow, I suppose, or today.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Who do we have?
Morning.
Morning, welcome.
We're not getting you too clear.
We're not getting you clearly. Well, I don't know if you're in a car or something in front of a fan. We're not getting you clearly.
Good morning.
And if we don't have that one, we do have anybody else on the outside. Morning. Right, breaking up there. All right, maybe we could go pay some bills, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on the ground report. It's all about Monday, March 18. People, please lock on, listen. We're going to tell you what's happening as we gather in Port of Spain on Monday, March 18. Let's pay some bills, take a quick break if we can, Newbie, and we'll be right back. Or let's go ahead.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village, or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Gear up for Hitman Howie T's Easter event. Clash of Generations. Sunday, 31st March on the Harbor Master. Morning, 11 p.m. sharp, sailing 12 midnight. Featuring Howie T in concert mode. Wear orange and black. There will be limited $200 tickets for this event. Call 689-2119 for more info. Get ready.
A lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes! A brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Cunupia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, we are back. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago. Lennox, pleasant good morning again. All the good folks that are locked on out there. See, we have to get in touch with Annie said this morning. Strike action by over 1,000 workers at the Port of Spain port yesterday. Caused major disruptions. Right? The action also caused gridlock traffic heading into the capital for more than 3 hours as trucks waiting to get onto the 5 p.m. sailing of the Cabo Star Line Ryson Road and at times blocked the entire westbound side of the major thoroughfare. Contacted, and he said, who is the president, of course, SWWTU, there were a plethora of issues facing workers. He said one of the main concerns was management's decision to renege on a wage deal. He said while they signed off on a 12% increase with the Port of Spain, with the Port of Spain management, the government is now refusing. Let me read that again. And he said one of the main concerns was management's decision to renege on a wage deal. He said while they signed off on a 12% increase with the Port of Spain management, the government is now refusing it. And he said, lamented, in law, that is a legitimate agreement. All right. We know where this is going. We know what he has to say. We know this by now. It's been almost 9 years. We know it right here on the ground report. We could connect the dots, the global dots, even before it comes out to them. We know government unfair, government in right, government unjust, government don't care about workers, the government not union friendly, the government. We know. But too many people have been playing games with the very said government. I am all for unity. I am all for getting on board each and every citizen. But I have to be pragmatic as well. Not everybody can make this journey. Not everybody willing to make this journey. Not everybody even is consciously aware that this journey has to be taken out. They don't. Some wouldn't be able to go with us. But when you think they're in the camp and they're ready to move forward, it's games. When you think they're committed and dedicated, just like you and all the patriots that has come out, regardless on what day we call them out, and they've been there side by side with us, some of them is games. So we kind of fickle, where we going with all of this? And the end result is the same government that they're apparently playing games with is the same government that will show them that scant courtesy at the end of the day and have no respect. He said that there was an agreement with the Port of Spain management for a percentage. They shook hands, good faith, that is it. And when it's time to pay, the government say, nah, we ain't paying that. Now, Lennox, I know people are locked on and they're saying, well,
yeah, I'm sure, and they ought not to be surprised. The same thing happened with Roger.
And that's the thing.
At 10%. You remember that? And they gave them a 5%. And afterwards,
that's
they
right.
shut down Petrotin afterwards. Right?
That's
so they
right, Lennox.
of the 5%, the remaining 5%, and they give them the severance, and they cheat them on that as well. And now they are out of work, and of course, pauperized all over the place, and in
why?
a state of hopelessness.
And why? And why? Because they bought into false hope. They bought into false hope.
And
let me give them a chance now. Yeah, let me give them a chance now. The man does look like we, you know. At the end of the day, it's we people, and all of these shallow, empty, rhetorical ways to define the fact that this government is incompetent. People always willing to compromise, always ready to be submissive. That doesn't play out well for the rest of us who's serious about making sure that we save this country. We can't go through this with the handbrakes on. I keep telling you that. So sometimes in the camp, you have to look and check and be serious. That's why Monday, March 18 is not just about calling out people. I go and call all of them on the phone, the ground report, and make sure that they commit to come in. And if they don't show up, it means they've lied to us, the people. We call and he said this morning he go take me down a theological road and God and Moses and the preaching, and he still wouldn't say, hey, the government play with nasty, the government play with dirty. He won't get to that. All of them just reach a certain point, just the point where they could compromise and disappear. And when you see the head hurting them again, they come right back to the ground report and to the true patriots and say, hey, all it come out now. But where you don't come out first. But your people suffering, and you are the so-called leaders. So we the people will have to lead now. We the people will set our own agenda, our own forum, and lay out everything in our own interest. Enough is enough. Long as I can understand that, the government is and you're right.
You are preaching, man.
Surprised? You're surprised? And they're surprised when it don't work out. Yeah, and they're surprised when it doesn't work out.
It's the same people who fell for the monkey and banana, you know. Same people, after he did them what the PNM did them, what did they do? Plunge them into a state of poverty and decadence and deterioration of their circumstance, suicide, as well as family disintegration. And then they fell for the banana and monkey rhetoric. I mean, it is amazing. You're quite right. A new paradigm shift has to take place in this country as far as leadership is concerned. And since those in whom that leadership role was deposited for many decades, and now after all of this time they have failed, then the sleeping giants must now come to the fore in order to lead Trinidad and Tobago. It's very simple.
We have nothing to compromise with. We have nothing to compromise. Listen, we compromise our integrity. We compromise our bank account savings. We compromise our nest egg. We compromise our business. We compromise the education of our children. We compromise the future of our children and the future generation. All of that we've already done. We can't play games. There's no games for us to play. Understand that. We don't have that luxury like many of those so-called people and union leaders who love to come out when it's convenient. We don't have that. They're only coming out when it's convenient to the point where it is they compromise enough that they can go and cut a deal and leave the rest of us true patriots out here. We no longer want that. We can't give up anything else. We've given up everything. Everything. When you've given up your future, my God, that is it. You have a little schoolboy that was shot yesterday, Lennox.
In Laventille.
In Laventille. Daily rated workers is no longer living by paycheck to paycheck. They're still trying to figure out the science of how they live in. It's have people walking around with a smile on their face and you don't know the kind of pain and suffering. If they only pull the fridge door, they're going to be embarrassed. And that is the truth. We're not taking care of anything. This government isn't taking care from the cradle to the grave. They just want you out. They just want to tax you to death. And all their friends and all the people that benefit themselves, their friends, their family, their finances, they stay up in their ivory towers. You ain't tired breaking your neck looking up at these people? Why are you looking up at them when they're on your payroll? When you go out there and don't want to stain your finger, you go break your neck, keep looking up. And they would stay in these ivory towers, Lennox. And they don't care how the rest of us make it on a daily basis down below. They laugh at you. Senior citizens in the twilight of the years when they should be relaxing. They're scared. They don't know who jumped in the wall, who come in to harass them. They're looking for money for the little medication, for the little toiletries. It ain't easy. When you sacrifice so much for your country and so much for your children, and at this time and this stage in your life, you want to sit back and enjoy your grandchildren, that and all, Rowley and them depriving them of that. The little grandchild even used to slip a little 200 in their pocket and say, don't let mommy and them die for you. You can't do that again. Your son or your daughter come over and you get your pension and you still want to tell them, buy something nice, see about the churn. They can't do that again. They didn't sign on for this. That's why on Monday, March 18th, you must come out. Come out for uncle, come out for tanty, come out for your children. Come out to save this country. You know what I'm telling you is the truth. You're living hard. Daily rated workers can't make ends meet at all. It have people embarrassed to stop to talk to you in the road because they feel they go figure out the business. I don't need people to know my cupboard empty. I don't need people to know that. Even the people who own the parlor, you know what I mean, see here. Like he don't come here again and buy it. They have nothing. Who's on the outside? Hey, don't forget you can send your voice notes. If you can call via the WhatsApp numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. 366. Morning, welcome.
Morning, Mighty K.
Morning.
This is Malcolm X. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Andy. And the Mr. who in Cuff Place. I don't want to really call too much again on the station. I'm just watching to see what will be taking place the 18th of next month. And if the workers now realize the deceitfulness and the wickedness of the government that they come out yesterday are calling on James Lambert to come out the 18th and bring out your daily paid workers where you're only telling them the matter in the court, and it had to go to CPO, Mr. James Lambert, daily paid workers feeling it. HDC, local government works. All you come out the 18th. This thing ain't no Lambert thing again, you know. Because he's sitting down waiting on thing to come out of the court. And all you check all your pay when all you go in the market and the grocery and all your light bill. I'm calling on Mr. Roger, all your union people, because I was a union man to extend Apuna. We was union people with Critchlow and Selwyn John. And we closed down this country. Daily paid workers closed this country already. All you have to come out the 18 because how the government could talk by increase for them. And listen to where you're hearing people sign agreement to get a raise. And all you still ain't getting them that raise. How much money all you're paying for the cleanup campaign in Tobago? And how much time the boat and them keep going before this boat turn over? Boy, you see me? I done dig already yesterday. I get cut off because the kind of thing I say. My children and my grandchildren ain't go suffer under this government, you know. Because me leaving nobody to God. Anybody who make me cry, I have to cry too. All you have a nice day. cut me off again.
Oh, who's on the outside? Don't cut off Malcolm. Don't cut him off. Who's on the outside? The lines are open. We want to hear from you. 239-5120. 229-0251. This is not about I'm an avid listener, but I don't call in. I don't. When you go call in, when? How you living? Who take where you living? If we have any voice notes, we go right ahead. You making the connection there? Right.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, morning. Ground report. Mikey?
Yes.
Puna here again, brother. I just asking for a little second bite, please. You just heard my brethren there, Malcolm X. We daily paid workers union. I represented the Wassa workers. My brother represented then from NHA, going straight back now to the, what's the new name? HDC. What's the new organization, the housing. And we fought relentlessly. This is over 40-something years I'm telling you about. We hit the streets. We never surrender. Never. That was our chant. Never surrender. And we keep hitting the street. I am appealing. Because when I listened to Michael and he said, I listened to him on the news last night, a bunch of hypocrites, he and Roger and all of them. All these issues taking place. Why is now only coming out to speak out about this thing? It's only because of the proposed increase in rate, salaries for the politicians and them that all are coming out to make a demand and whatnot, when all you should have been hitting the streets and knowing all what is going on in terms of privatization and what have you. All they said absolutely nothing. Roger sat down there and watched Petrovshin shut down. You see now, and he sat and him see what's going on with the port and whatnot. I want these workers who belong to these unions. Do not listen to these union leaders, well, sell-out leaders. All you have to find all yourself out there. Don't depend on the union to call out no workers. All you have to find out yourself out there on the March the 18th. Don't depend on them because all you're paying them, all you're giving them a monthly salary, a big salary, and they're doing absolutely nothing for all you. And as a matter of fact, they're playing games with the politician and the government. And all you're suffering the consequences. Because you can't tell me, and he said, that all you sign an agreement for how much it is, 12 or 14%, how much it is. The government has been reneging on it, and you call out your membership to hit the streets. Always the head of Natuk and JTOM and all this kind of damn nonsense. And all you call out people, the ground report ain't no trade union, there ain't no big organization, workers representative, whatnot. But yet still they are able to mobilize, not the working class, but the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to come out there and hit the streets. And I call in on all workers, to hell was the trade union leaders, because all of them is in the crutches of the PNM. So
thank you so much, Puna. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. If not, we can make the connection to Michael Anisette, newbie, or if we have any calls on the line. Connect with him. Over 1,000 workers. And he's right. Daily paid workers. Listen, once you're affected, which means is the majority of us as the population, then you need to come out. Getting them there, newbie? All right, let's take once you clear the lines, take the calls, and then we'll contact him. get the people on the inside, and then we'll talk to Michael Anisette. Morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Calling from the Barrackport here.
Yes,
gentlemen, yesterday we had a brutal murder of an 11-year-old child. Now, let's just rewind back to about a week ago in Carnival, where they put out millions of dollars in resources to tell the population, here what, this 2 days, we're going to be the safest in the country. Hines come and beat in the chest, Erla come and beat in the chest, and Rowley and all them talking about 2 days we're going to have the safest day in our country. And then from Carnival to today, we already had about 12 or 13 murders in this country. And to cap it off, we had the brutal murder of an 11-year-old. You see, on the 18th, everybody who related to that child, the mother, the grandmother, the grandfather, the friend, the aunt, the neighbor, the whosoever, supposed to be there, hand in hand, demanding, here what, enough is enough. And we want an election now. We want, if it is at all, 9 years has passed, we cannot wait another year. Because another 10-year-old might get killed, a 2-year-old might get killed, a 4-year-old might get killed. And all because of this man who told us 9 years ago that, or 10 years ago when he was in opposition, that if you in charge of a country and you cannot deal with crime, then you are part of the crime. And then we come here now, and since then to now, we had over, if we just take an average of 500 murders per year, that is 4,500 people. If you go in a fete, the biggest fete, and that's sold out in this country, and you look around, it have 4,500. Just imagine you standing in that fete, and you look around, and all of a sudden you see everybody just drop down around you and dead, and you're the only one standing there. That is what Rowley has done to this country. That is the fear Rowley has inflicted on the lives and the people and the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And we have to be motivated. We have to find a reason. We have to put politics and racism to come and say, here what, today it could be me, tomorrow it could be you. And people want to know why to come out, and when to come out, and how to come out. We didn't supposed to be waiting on the 18th. Every single day somebody's supposed to be with some placard all over this place, telling Rowley where he is today. Guyana, doing what? Sorting out the problem that they create. And that's what PNM has done for this country since it's in existence. They create a problem and then they come to try to tell you here what we're solving it. But what have they been doing to prevent creating the problem and to give people hope to survive and to put this country in the direction that it's supposed to be in? And we asking who to vote for and when to come out and support our march. Well, all let's sit down. I came out twice already. When Ole went to give Erla the letter.
Yeah, and the GPP.
Yeah, and then I came out the first thing. I got a ticket for that because I just had my traffic, my headlight on around the red house, and they pulled me out and gave me a ticket and I didn't supposed to be there. I paid my ticket, but I paid for a cause. This is going to be the last time I coming out on the 18th. On the 20th is my birthday, so I'm coming out on the 18th. I might make a jail if there's anything. My wife will send a cake in prison for me. I'm coming out on the 18th.
All right, caller. Thanks a lot, caller. Wonderful. Anybody else in UB, or we make any contact? Go right ahead. The calls could come through. As Andy would say, let's try to keep it short and sweet. Short and sweet. All right. We're going to just take a short break, pay some bills, come back. We'll be talking to Mr. Anisette. So, folks, we'll be right back.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The ground report. The ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report. The ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The ground report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fry nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
David Guide and Son Funeral Services, with locations in High Street, Siparia, Port of Spain, Couva, San Fernando, and Point Fortin. David Guide and Son Funeral Services is the choice for you. Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide and Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 5 convenient locations located nationwide, feel free to call or visit us today. With full packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide and Son Funeral Services today. Distinctive, not expensive.
Looking for top quality and affordable hardware supplies? Then look no further than Midland Hardware, number 97 Eastern Main Road, Arouca. We stock a wide range of tools, water tanks, blocks, lumber, steel, and everything you need for your home and business project. Check out our new display of steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Midland also stockpiles sand, gravel, topsoil, and more. We have a variety of kitchen faucets, face basins, and toilet sets, bathroom mat sets, all garden tools, hand tools, generators, power washers, and water pumps. Customers can make payments via links, credit card, online payments, and cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 for free quotations, or give us a call at 646-2144. Open every day, Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
You gotta catch this deal while it's here. Get hooked on KFC's fish fillets. This year, Curtis Catch tastes so good. You like it, yeah, I know you would. Delicious taste and great value. If it's fish you want, KFC's got it for you.
Drop your anchor at KFC this Lent and choose from delicious offers starting at $45. Catch them all at KFC.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, we are back. We are back. Yes, newbie, you want to make the contact? Or we have any calls pending?
Yeah, hello.
Good morning, good
Yeah,
morning,
hello.
comrade. Morning, comrade.
Yeah, pleasant morning to you.
Yes, yes.
Morning and blessings to Trinidad and Tobago from the Most High.
Yes. Good to hear your voice this morning from behalf of the Ground Report, Mikey K, Lennox Smith, Andy Williams, and the entire listening public. Good morning. I know you've had a long
Yep.
day yesterday.
Yeah,
Strike
yeah,
action.
yeah, very much so, very much so.
Well, tell us, because, you know, the consensus is, Mr. Annie said that too many games were played by the union leaders. And when you read today's daily, and it says here that government reneged, there seemed to be a reneged on the percentage, and the government is now refusing to pay it. Now, this doesn't come as a surprise to the general public. They've seen how the government has been functioning. They didn't start off as being labor friendly. They didn't start off as being union friendly. So why taking it to the distance now with a demonstration when in fact something that Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder could have seen, and we are not surprised of the turnout?
Okay, let me first correct some statements that you make. Industrial relation practices is enshrined in our Industrial Relation Act, and it speaks to good faith negotiating and meeting and treating in good faith. And one must make a distinction between the government as an employer and the government who runs the economy. There is a distinction. And there are certain principles that the government have signed on to. They have signed on to from the ILO. You know, and the government must, as a representative of the ILO, respect the conventions and also the recommendations which speaks to social dialogue on a lot of issues. And I will just give the public an example, because I think we need to understand that the ILO is promoting decent work. And decent work means promoting jobs and enterprises, guaranteeing rights at work, extending social protection, and promoting social dialogue. These are the 4 pillars of decent work, and the agenda is critical to advancing the entire sustainable development agenda, and the government signed on for that, so that when you meet with an employer, okay, and there is an agreement that was acquiesced to between the parties, and the government now comes and say that the employer, which is the Port Authority, had no authority to enter into the negotiations and sign the 12%. We know it is games being played. And let me put on the record there, the management of the Port Authority, they have made it clear that it did in fact sign that agreement and exchange the agreement with the union. But given the process where you have to get approval from the Minister of Finance, notwithstanding the fact that the wages, the Port Authority do not go to the government to get wages. They pay it from the operational surpluses, okay? So that when a minister comes in 2024 and send a directive to the port that, listen, you must offer the union 002 for the said period where we agree for the 12% and 002. And there are other outstanding issues of the collective agreement where they do not mention. What that is telling us is that it is a disrespect to the union, a disrespect to the management, a disrespect to the collective bargaining process as we know it. And I add that the minister at the time, Mr. Cadiz, was part of that signing off of that agreement, so that the public must understand the context in which the workers are frustrated. All right, and we are saying that the government must honor what has been legitimately and in good faith negotiated between the port and the union, because the port is the employer and Siemens Union is the recognized majority union, and in law that is what must carry.
I understand that, comrade. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What we witnessed yesterday, as far as what took place on Ryson Road, this is something that we don't deal with on an everyday basis. I mean, was it a matter of rescheduling was off? Sorry, scheduling was off. What would have caused such a gridlock?
All right,
listen. Because on any given day, we don't experience this at all. There's a flow of traffic.
All right, I cannot pronounce any gridlock. What I can pronounce on, I went to exercise very early in the morning, and I was faced with a group of workers coming over to the union hall to meet with the president. I had to stop my exercising regime to meet and treat with them. It started with about 100 workers and it escalated into thousands. All right, over 1,000 workers. And I have a responsibility as the president to engage workers, all right, who we represent if they have issues. And they came to talk to the president about the issues that have been confronting them on the port, and they wanted the union to intervene because the management seems to conduct a policy of unilateralism. They are changing conditions that exist in the port years ago, and I warned them about it. Let me put that in the public domain. There is a principle of collective bargaining. If there's a recognized majority union and you want to change, even though there isn't a union, and they want to change terms and conditions, or you want to implement new arm changes, you must engage the union in those discussions. There are some managers who believe they don't have a right to do that. They have the absolute right to manage, and therefore they are not talking to the union. There are a few managers in the port who is of that view. So that would have triggered off the frustration of the workers, and quite rightly they came to talk to the president, and that is what happened. The gridlock, I don't know what caused that. I cannot speak to that.
Well, comrade, you answered the question. I want to go back to the initial tone I had when we started this interview, and I was like, is it an issue of games being played? But you have enlightened me. Based on what you said, you were prepared for the games to be played by the government. You were prepared, because on any given day, what we saw yesterday would not have taken place if it was already in the pipeline to be done. Without your knowledge, okay, we take it. But I can tell you now that you knew, even when you met with the Port of Spain, and they and all may have told you, and he said, we have no problem with this, you know. But you see, when it reached by them fellas, you knew that when that reached by him, but there was going to be problems. So it's not a matter of games. You were prepared. You were very much prepared. And that is why I want you to prepare for Monday, March 18th, to bring down those very same people who were ready to go at a drop of a dime because they knew what Imbert and the team was going to do, to come out and join us in Woodford Square on Monday, March 18th, comrade. Because you see,
all right, let me listen.
You know the games. You know the games. You must come
listen to what I'm, comrade. I am
ahead.
listening to you, brother. There are certain principles that guide me in life. Relationships in industrial relations, as I say, is with the Port Authority, not the government. I agree with you that the government, they are surreptitiously interfering with the collective bargaining process because they have oversight over statutory boards, they have oversight over state enterprises and government employees. But what I am saying, and I want the public to understand, I want the government ministers to understand that when you continue a policy that is designed to marginalize the trade union movement and by extension workers, when your policy is to downgrade workers' salary, as has been done, because one must not forget too, that in respect to the NIB 9%, where the board approved, management approved, they put aside the money to pay. The very same Minister of Finance is now challenging it at the industrial court. And people must understand that we as a people must understand that when a country, like our country, where the income gap and the wealth gap is growing exponentially and it's frightening to the extent that it is going to interfere with the social fabric of the society, one must ask yourself the question, what is the reason? What is the reason for the guns and the drugs and all these things that we are seeing happening? The last one is a oil barge was able to overturn in Tobago waters for that period of time, and there was no mechanism to recognize it, right? And it was 4 days into the making. Those are the issues, and those are the issues that I will come out and lend support to, because as I said in another interview, the time has come for us as citizens to understand that is we collectively have to determine the kind of society that we want.
Comrade,
we have to set the agendas and force the politicians to understand they're working for us and it's not the other way around. But more importantly, I have a philosophy too, that if the politician created the problem, they are not the one to solve our problems. And the general public must understand that. I got calls, from a lot of people before what happened on the port. And the port workers are frustrated. They are fed up with the behavior, how they are being treated. They were outside in COVID-19, ensuring 24/7 that Trinidad and Tobago get the goods and services. All right, and now an agreement between management and the union. You are saying no, and you're offering me 002. That is a prescription for confusion. That is a disrespect that the management said, yes, we sat down and negotiate those terms and conditions, which speaks to making the port viable, because it's not only at 12%. The 12% was done within a particular framework of agreement. They hired a consultant in order to meet and treat with the union on this matter. And how the minister...
We had to stick a pin in it. I just want to say, listen, we stand in solidarity with you and those workers. I mean, that is totally unfair treatment. A percentage was agreed upon, and the government is simply reneging on it and does not want to pay.
No. The government is saying that the management has no authority to negotiate and agree with that.
They don't want to acknowledge the management of the port of Port of Spain.
Yeah, and those managers too. Let me put it on record. Haven't been paid for more than 13 years too. No increases for the managers, and you expect people to live and survive in an economy that you're seeing increases in price and all kind of overlapping challenges that we are facing, like the fallout from the COVID-19 and a whole series of issues.
Has been bad. So, comrade,
and all the geopolitical instability that is affecting us.
All of those issues. But again, I'm holding you to this. We look forward again, comrade, to seeing you and your entire team, all who were out there yesterday in the trucks, wherever, please, on Monday, March 18th, Woodford Square. We're going to be there. We're going to send you all the information. I want to thank you for committing to being there. Come out and add your voice on those issues that you...
Yeah, we are prepared to add our voices to anything to save Trinidad. Crime is a serious issue, and the education system is a serious issue. There is a plethora of issues that we have to address in Trinidad and Tobago to leave a better legacy and a better Trinidad for our children. And that is our responsibility. And we cannot allow our society, let me say it for the public, allow me please. We cannot allow this society to be driven into the have and the have-nots, where a certain 10% of business and political elites enjoy everything, and the balance 90 have to scramble and fight to ensure that they live. They are marginalizing the middle class, the public servants, workers, right? That is what they are doing, because their policy is that the rich must get rich for the poor to get money. That is a failed policy, and Trinidad and Tobago, open your eyes. We can change this country. We must set the agenda, and we must determine what we want for our country, not the politicians.
Thank you, comrade. Again, Monday, March 18th. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you.
Okay, the pleasure is mine. Yeah, blessings to Trinidad and Tobago, as I always say, from the Most High, and with the protection and guidance from our ancestors. We must go into our spiritual self. We must do that as Trinidadians. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you. Blessed heart of love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much indeed. Yes, so I think he cleared that up for us. That basically was already set in motion, because on any normal given day, the drivers on Ryson Road, pedestrians, everybody, we don't have to deal with such a situation. So it is quite clear that while he was doing his exercise, things were already put in motion. Because they knew that once it reached by the Hobbit and them, they're not going to honor that. They knew that. That's right. Whether we like them or not, we had to take a page out of their book, because apparently they know when to make a statement and how to make it effective. And that's why Monday, March 18 means everything. Yes, it's everything. It's the only thing. You have to come out. You have to, and we're going to call them out. All who want to play games, and we are going to identify for each and every one who is locked on exactly what the strategy is and what is the agenda that's being played out. But this agenda we on must be able to serve all of Trinidad and Tobago, not a selected few. If we have some calls, newbie, let them come on the inside. If you have voice notes, go right ahead. And of course, numbers to call.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning. I listened to your interview with Anisette, and I think that the trade unions are not trying to derail your in terms of forging unity for the 18th of next month. But I am saying, and that is a perennial thing. Mr. Anisette has been complaining about the agreement on which the government would have reneged the Minister of Finance. That for the past 2 years, I am saying that is the weakest set of trade unions you have had. And I have had the benefit of living under people like George Weeks and others, Mbazze Pandey and all these people. And their activities are compromised. I would like to know whether these trade unions, some of them, are still members of the ruling party. That is so when you walk forward, they're looking back. And that is what is happening. You can't be representing people halfway. You have to go following the footsteps of George Weeks and those people, and they have no interest in terms of their political party and all that, They recognize and they serve the people. You telling me a whole set of things about ILO and all that. That is immaterial. You have to strategize. What are your strategies to get the government to honor the agreement? You come out today, somebody take everything, and you're going back in your shell. Learn from your predecessors.
And Paula, let me ask you something. Based on your years of experience, you knew you know for a fact what happened yesterday didn't just happen like that. It had to be in the pipeline and set in motion already.
Yeah, but he couldn't. But the thing about it, he's hiding behind that whole thing because he doesn't want. I mean, most trade unions, we didn't instruct them to take action.
That's
you understand? He doesn't want to take their responsibility, so he's hiding in the back and say, no, we didn't know. But that has been organized. You have shop steward and all that kind of thing. You mobilize through your shop steward. You know that. So
and based on your experience with all the signs we've seen from this government not being union friendly or labor friendly, they knew quite well that when that document reached in front of Imbert and his team, you think they were going to honor it?
A blind man will know that. They know that. In fact, they've been complaining about that for more than 2 years, as I said. They know that, and they're very weak. And as I told you, you can't have a party card and have an interest with the party, conflict of interest. And therefore, when you walk forward, you're looking back to see what's going on. The one trade union has made it manifestly clear. That is the amalgamated union. They are PNM, they are party group, they belong, they are aligned. And most of them just playing games with the people, the poor people, the lower class people, the working class people, dragging them all over the place. Unions are usually in the forefront of seeking the interests of the workers, right, and the poor. That has always been the case under the progressive trade unions like George Weeks and others, Joe Young and those people. But the people who were sold out were people like Manswell and those people. They worked with the government, Gopal and all these people. They were sold out. They never worked in the interest of their party. And what is going on here now is that they have fallen. They lock arms. Remember the last election? They lock arms with the Prime Minister and all of them, marching all over the place against the government. They went down when you had the 16, 17, 17 too. They camp out with the PNM down in Mayaro. You have to understand that. And some of them were strong enough to stand up. But what has happened there is that they have double interest, and that is why the country is where it is today because of weak unions.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wonderful contribution. Morning, welcome. And let me say good morning to
good morning.
First Wave Movement. Yeah, go ahead.
My DK, I know you a long time. You see, Anizet, don't believe nothing he say. I could tell you that. Don't believe nothing Anizet. He sell out workers majority of times. Especially them girls on them who used to work when he was in charge of the boat on them. All them girls who work on the boat. Don't follow Anizet at all.
All right, caller, come down on Monday, March 18 and let him know how you feel. He'll be there. And you had to come down and tell them. Let me say good morning to First Wave Movement. Yes, Umar Abdullah and the entire team, they will be there on Monday, March 18th. They will be with us. And let me say good morning to the PDP political leader, Watson Duke. He is giving his commitment as well that the PDP is going to be down there. So morning to you, comrades. And yes, much love from Tobago. So we're going to reach out to Fali and his team and see who's going to represent on Monday, March 18th. Who we have there, newbie? Morning, welcome.
Morning, Mikey. Me here, mate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mikey, I give my commitment. I'll be there Monday, March 18th. So I'll come and play my role and part, small as it is. I'll fill up my van with as much water and soft drinks as possible. And I know most of the people out there, senior citizens, come out to fight. But I'm hoping we hear somebody youth. See you there, Monday, March.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Lines are open. Don't forget you can call, make your WhatsApp calls 366-3053, 366-3053, or send a voice note as well to that very set number. Who do we have? Morning, welcome.
Yeah, Mikey, the bellman. Mikey, after listening to what he said this morning, I feel it make it worse. He has said nothing there to comfort me as an ordinary citizen or somebody who willing to come to that match or to that place on the 18th. You see these fellas, Mikey, you know, I like about you know, stop playing. You know, tell people as it is in the interview. You is the man I was concentrating on, not Anisette. All these people on the wharf is PNM. When you want to walk, you go to the minister and tell you go down on the wharf. In the south here, you want to walk it, you go to Iwasa. Go down by PTSC. These people with pretend, Mikey have played mass and afraid powder. When I watch what go on there, these people in the union, the government know exactly why they mash up the union and the trade union, why they mash up. They know that all these people that they in the union is PNM people, and PNM people doesn't go against PNM. When they get hurt, you see like yesterday they get hurt and they get things, they come out there yesterday and they create a problem. That problem that they create wasn't for the people in the portal. That problem was for the people on the street who had to spend 3 and 4 hours in traffic jam. So when he said this morning that was no comfort to me. You understand? Because he dodging. He want to come out and say the PNM government is at fault. We had a government that was offering them 14%, and they march. They're on the street. They're getting 2 and 4% on the street because they know that the UNC government, the whole thing is yellow. And the East-West corridor, you think it's easy to get them outside it? The East-West corridor? They know that, as I said this morning before, they're getting everything free, Mikey. They don't have to pay this, they don't have to pay that. No, you think police would go up in Avanti and all them places on the hill for people to pay like bill and to pay this tax and that tax? So, and he said, just make it, he ain't give me no other confetti, he leave me sick. With a mental diarrhea. Bring out the people. If you know that you have been a problem, you as the leader, call on the people. Let us go on the street. On the 18th, I want to see all the down there. But he wouldn't say that. He playing around. He playing around the bushes. He playing mass and afraid powder. He have a reason why he's doing that.
And that is why, Belman, that is why I had to say, listen, whatever the game is, we in this thing too long, we can recognize it from far. I was born at night, but not last night. The fact of the matter is, if it is that you could have mobilized so quickly for something that you knew what the end result was going to be when that reached in front of Imbert and his team, that same mobilization could have been done when you realize that we have been blacklisted by the EU, when the fact that the economy has gone way past stagnation, when we have reached a high murder toll, and when the fact that so much wrong is being done in this country, you're not mobilizing for that. But conveniently, you were able to do that while you went to exercise. Well, all right. If that be the case, let's see who you're going to bring out on Monday, March 18th. Because the topics that you raise are so much interest to the people of this country. Let's see how you do it for country rather than how you do it for your own personal interests.
I understand it here, Mike. Because I'm going to tell you something. When the PNM want to pass legislation for the people, look how the fastest bill in 9 years passed under the PNM was the marijuana bill. They had no way of hesitation. They didn't wait for the opposition immediately. This is the way the PNM operate. They operate for their people, those that they represent. When the Prime Minister come on the television or the radio, he speaks not to the country. He speaks to his supporters. And Anisette and all of them is the PNM supporters. So they're afraid to come out and talk. They're playing mass and afraid powder. Have a blessed one.
Thank you so much. Nui, don't forget the voice notes. If you have any calls, anybody on the outside, quickly, I know we got to go for perhaps a break. If not, we're just going to continue. Please let me know. Anyone there? Or are you going to run the voice notes? All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back with your voice notes. In the meantime, you can send them 366-3053, 366-3053. We'll be right back. Short break.
With Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Are you
you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
More FM 104.7.
For over 100 years, radio has been the most accessible and it's still the most listened to medium everywhere. More FM 104.7 is programmed for just that, so you can hear us everywhere and never miss a beat. So where is your ad playing? Get your ads played everywhere with the station that is programmed for listeners everywhere with the most variety in TNT. There is a show for everyone, so you are guaranteed to reach your target market with More FM 104.7. Get more sales, get more clients. Book your ads today by calling us 221-4913.
More FM.
Hey, you! Yes, you! Need quality printing at affordable prices? Then look no further. At Graphic Source, we've got you covered. Take your project to the next level for all your designs and printing needs. From t-shirt printing to labels, signs, and banners. Look no further. Business stamps, flyers, tickets, and invites, just to name a few. With 2 convenient locations. Eastern Main Road, St. Augustine, opposite Massey Stores. And Arima Shopping Center, Broadway Street, Arima. Contact us today. 342-2664, 270-0428, or 360-8917. Graphic Source, your number one source. You name it, we design it and print it.
Gear up for Hitman Howie T's Easter event. Clash of Generations. Sunday, 31st March on the Harbor Master. Morning, 11 p.m. sharp, sailing 12 midnight. Featuring Howie T in concert mode. Wear orange and black. There will be limited $200 tickets for this event. Call 689-2119 for more info. Get ready.
A lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes! A brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Cunupia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, we are back, folks. We are back. And of course, just to let you know, the opposition leader, Honorable Kamala Prasad Desessa, is calling to probe the extremely lenient fine imposed on men guilty of marijuana cultivation and possession of an illegal high-powered rifle. This lenient fine is an insult to the hard-working police officers who trekked 12 kilometers into the forest to apprehend these criminals, as well as to a population besieged by violent crime, fueled by illegal drug trafficking. The high-powered rifle may have been used in shootings or murders. Was a ballistic report considered in the course of sentencing? Yeah, I mean, climate is not good. She said that the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Chief Justice, and the Judicial and Legal Services Commission must immediately undertake separate independent investigations into the scandalously light fine of $10,000. Any fine to be imposed should have at least been proportionate to the $3.2 million value of the marijuana. This sentence must be appealed. Yeah, wrong message. Sending the wrong message. And again, if we, the citizens, don't have confidence in our legal system, if it is that we don't feel a sense of truth, that our civil liberties are not being, eroded, or the fact that, legal sentences are just going about being given to people without taking everything in consideration, then there's serious problems. Serious problems indeed. Who's on the outside? And if we have any voice notes. Voice notes, you can run the
Ground
voice
report
notes
morning.
there.
Andy, Mikey, Lennox, Newbie, Lambert, James Lambert. You're getting over $3 million every month from the union, the daily rated workers' contributions, and you're not doing nothing for we. If you're too old, step aside, let somebody else fight for we. Lambert, we working for under $5,000 a month, Lambert. We cost of living is only $10 a day, Lambert. All the perks we have, Lambert. While police are housing, car, travel, all kind of thing they have. We only have two. With flat pay and cost of living was $10, Lambert. You have to do better than that for we, Lambert. Lambert, if you can't do the job, get up, let somebody else do the job, Lambert. Is over $3 million a month all they eating, Lambert. You have to do better than that for we, Lambert.
Morning, Andy, Leonard, and Mikey. Very early in the morning. I'm here in Orlando, Lockton. This voicemail needs to be played. This voice message. I hear another station, I'll call this station Satish Freedom Radio. Talking a set of bullshit. Every morning he starts this thing with UNC. This dummy Satish. I listen to him now, but he's becoming a clown. He knows what the UNC can do, call people. That's all the UNC can do, call on other people to resign or call on the people that can't do anything else. If he so much want to do something, why the hell Satish should get out there and the Freedom Radio go out there and protest? Call for a march or something they don't like, the PNM or like what the UNC do. Some talking I said that crap, Satish. And don't forget February 18th, we need to get out there, guys. Talk to you later, man. Get rid of Satish. Don't listen to that Freedom station. No advertising, nothing. Get rid of it. Bye.
Lennox, I want to tell the nation how many PNM members, MPs, ministers are before the court on corruption-related charges as compared to the UNC. And don't tell me about they have no right name, they ain't charge them yet. The only way I could charge somebody that the DPP will allow charges to be laid against someone is if there are sufficient evidence to substantiate. Only try and make up Parliament is either the PNM don't take care of their own or they give them their own everything. All confused.
Yesterday afternoon, I see a caller from Barbados boasting and talking about Maya Motley, how Maya Motley did such good things in Barbados. He put solar panel on Maya Motley, help him also. She helping the people in Barbados. He said, God bless that lady. God bless that lady. Becoming their Prime Minister of Barbados. I believe this.
Good morning, Mikey, Lennox, Newbie, Andy, and to all and sundry. To everybody, blessed day to all. I want to say something here this morning. I have been hearing a lot of talk about money for this one and money for that one and money for the other one. Now, whichever dry foot Cinderella want to wear the show, go right ahead. But I want to say here this morning, I have no union representative. I have no agent working for me. I am a Lone Ranger. I, at no time, Miss Santa Cruz, at no time ever ask anybody to negotiate anything for me. All you want to do that, all you go right ahead. I ain't stopping nobody and I ain't saying nothing about it. But just know, I have never asked anybody to negotiate anything for me. If I make a contribution, if I make a phone call, I don't expect to be paid. I am doing it because I am a patriot of this country who are tired and fed up of the shenanigans of the PNM. Whatever I do, I am not looking forward to getting paid for it, to getting a salary for it. So please, only don't include me, and only want to come and attack me for saying, go right ahead. I have had enough attack from all you. And you know now, it's like water on a duck back. Please, don't negotiate anything for me. As I said, I am a Lone Ranger. I ride in solo now. I have been burned by a lot of people. And I am once bitten, twice shy. So please, when all you do in all the negotiation, please leave Miss Santa Cruz out of it. And before I leave, I want to remind people, if what the PNM is doing to this country is not enough for it to stand up and shout and vote them out, I don't know what is. And if all they cannot unite and get rid of the PNM, let them stay right there and do us what they want to do us. And then all they will have nobody to blame but all his self and all his selfishness, all your greed, all your crab in the barrel, all your backstabbers. Have a good day.
Mikey, tell the listeners whether what Gary said is true, that the UNC are associated with criminals who are just waiting to get back and eat a food should they get back in power. Tell us if Gary really said that.
Mighty K, pleasant good morning, brother. Trinidad and Tobago again. Mighty K, you see, you're so intelligent that you know it so plain that Anisette and all of them to be Anisette and Rosie and them as opportunists. And once you think come in them way, then they want to call out the masses overs, and they want the masses to come out. You see, everything they're doing it on their own, and they're informing nobody. Well, yeah, this is this and that is that. And he sit and Rosie and them is tool for the government. Them look about workers, look about themselves. And the this and the that, them look about workers. That's what you were saying now all the time, and he wasn't counting in. He was depending on the government will have sign off on the 12% for the port workers. It was. But say, go to sleep.
Yeah, all over the world, the opposition party does come out and march against the government. In Trinidad, that never happened. No opposition party never lead a march in Trinidad and Tobago. This have to change. everything is political in Trinidad and Tobago. So why, if the UNC come out to march, it will be political? Every single thing in this country is political. Even what we eat and drink is political. So please, let the UNC bring out the membership on the march on the 18th for me, please. Thank you.
Good morning, Ground Report. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Andy, wherever you are, we are praying for you. May God give you a speedy recovery because you are being missed from the program. May God continue to anoint you and cover you all from these kind of heathens that you all are fighting, these demons that you all are fighting. You understand? May God continue to bless Ground Report and bless you guys for the continuous great job that you all are doing and fighting for our country. And we're going forward. Lennox and Mighty K, this wicked, non-performing, bad mind, dirty PNM have to go, must go, bound to go. The time has come for the less talk and more action. Trinidadians, you hear they don't set the date and time and location. Only act together from now. Sort out all yourself from now. So when March the 18th come, it shouldn't be no excuse. Because let me tell all you what's taking place right now on weekends. Right now, a serious mobilization taking place right now. It's somebody tell somebody and somebody tell somebody and so it passing on, going on. All you need to do the same in all your community too. Get all your act together, come together, unite in all your community and let them know on 18th of March, there's somewhere you all have to be. God spare alive. All you go there and all the numbers. Go out there in our numbers. Let us go there in our numbers. And show this wicked, non-performing, bad mind, dirty, wicked government. Enough is enough and time for them to go. It's time for them to go. And what we asking for is a general election in this country because here we are telling all you, nothing can fix once these people are in power, you know. The only way that these problems could fix is when PNM come out of power, you know. And all you know that, you know. 3/4 of this country know that, you know. But they're so wicked in the heart and dirty in the mind. They love the dust PNM walk on. So they may care if they're going to dig out eye and the two eye hole remain. They don't care about that. Once PNM is there and PNM running the country, that's what them business about. You understand? But all you so wicked to all your own children and all your children generation to come. All you so wicked to all yourself and all your own generation to come. You understand? But Trinidadian, enough is enough. It ain't no time to drink no coffee and wake up again. The time has come for we to fight for rights in this country, politically. You understand? And it's that.
Wrong report. Andy, get well quick as possible. Get well. Get well. You're missing on this station. We're missing you. Mighty K, Lennox, what's happening? I want you to get one of this pension form and go through it and see how humiliating and degrading the questions asking on them form is. It's embarrassing. Just get a form and read it, please. And like the person who made that form is from the 1960s. It's time that form change. It's too embarrassing, the questions asking.
Good morning to the Ground Report. Mighty K, Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, and you be behind the scenes. That you are so correct, Mighty K. That is the only solution. Call them out. Call out each and every one of them. Right? Especially the leader of the UNC and Mr. Good morning to the Ground Report.
Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Andy. And good morning, Director. Lennox and Mikey, you see that man was not talking to NSL George, they mobilize the people and the youth of the union because them were dragging mannequin on that Kamala and Kamala was in power. Rowley promised them the oil Friday and they didn't get it. They come out and get rid of this evil, wicked, heartless PNM government. We want mannequin to drag out Rowley to firebomb the PNM. Let them come out.
boy. Yes, don't forget, send your voice. We have some extra time this morning. I should tell you that first. First of all, we do have some extra time. So, no, it's 9:08. Don't shift your dial. Don't switch off. Don't leave. We are on. The ground report is here. We have some time. Just some logistics behind the scene. But, of course, you know, you're still locked on here the entire weekend. The best music, the best presenters. This is it. You talk about retro music, any kind, just stay locked on. Keep your dial on. All right? More 104.7 FM. Again, people, I want to make this crystal clear. Personally, we are not begging anybody to come out, whether it be Anisette, whether it be whoever. We didn't ask Watson Duke, but Watson Duke is locked on, and he made it quite clear he and the PDP will be there. Brother Umar Abdullah, the first wave movement, he called. He said, hey, country, I come in. And all the other groups, our good friends out there in Bokaro Village, let me say good morning to Sudat and all of them locked on in Bokaro. Good people. They don't make it quite clear. They come in. Maxi, taxi, wheelbarrow, skateboard, they come in. But what I want to do is to highlight to you the game. You see, it's okay to come and say this one playing games, that one playing games. But if you don't start showing clarity on the game itself, it will just be old talk. What happened on Ryson Road yesterday could have happened when we had the murder toll, and we continue to have a murder toll that is rising. What happened on Ryson Road yesterday? It didn't come out for petrol workers. What happened on Ryson Road yesterday? It didn't come out for senior citizens. It didn't come out for the oil spill in Tobago. It didn't come out for all the other social ills that we face with this government. It didn't come out for the TSTT, all the poor corporate governance. It didn't come out because all the independent bodies have now been deemed to be tampered with and compromised. It didn't come out for that. But the game is they know exactly when to mobilize and when to be effective. You can imagine if this was something that was taking place every week, perhaps. And not just because it reached home by you, you decided to make a move because you're holding your corner. I don't really want to unite, you know. I go come and stand up and talk, and I go BS the people, but I hold in my corner here, I waiting, because I know at some point in time, this document had to reach by Imbert, and Imbert and them may not want to acknowledge it, but we go teach them a lesson and let them see the kind of power we have. So what happened yesterday was only because it reached home. A man went to exercise, didn't know, we represent them. My God, look what they're doing. But it doesn't happen for everything else when it comes to country. And people who are staging these things now have to be ashamed of themselves. Because the trouble is not just knocking on your door. It's knocking on the door of the mother who have to compromise her sexuality to feed her children. It's knocking on the door of the father who's ashamed to go home with his hands swinging because he cannot provide for his family. It's knocking on the door of people who living in fear and afraid to come out. It's knocking on the doors of each and every one of us. But you only do it when you believe it benefits you. When we can tell you, we the patriots can tell you, hey, you're wasting time, you know. They will never honor that. You have nothing to get. We just ain't saying you're playing games, you know. We calling out your games. We putting a spotlight on your games. And we ain't begging nobody to come, because let me tell you something. If we get 1,000 true patriots, we have 1,000 people that ready to make sure to save this country. And that 1,000 will bring the next 1,000 and the next 1,000. Because it's knocking on your door. You're fed up. You're asking yourself, what kind of science is helping me to keep my head above water? When you think that salary of yours can last an entire month, you know what that means? It means you're stretching your imagination, because that is not going to happen in reality. It's knocking in your purse, in your wallet, in your pocket, in the savings you had in the bank that gone. It's knocking every day when you have to avoid calls because it's the insurance company, the credit union, it's the bank, it's this one. People want their money, and that money you do not have. The little business that you thought you was going to start. It wasn't COVID that mashed up the business. It was the mismanagement by this government. All your problems that I keep telling you, all, like how they send home petrochem workers, all your problems stem from Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley and the PNM. That is the genesis of our problems. Don't turn your head. Don't close your eyes. The reality is in front of you. And that is why on Monday, March 18th, you have to come out. You must come out. And I know you will come out because you're tired of people talking on your behalf. You can represent yourself. Who else know better what you want but you? So you have to come out. Who's on the outside, newbie? And you didn't know, and all of a sudden, there's the 239-5120, 239-5120, and of course the other number, 229-0251. And don't forget your voice notes and WhatsApp calls, 366-3053. Who we have on the outside there, newbie? And send your voice notes, of course. All of them who putting up a resistance now conveniently, they should be ashamed of themselves. Everybody only concerned about themselves. They talk about pay hike, everybody, yeah, that is unfair. I do understand how it is you have people representing you and they're not talking on behalf of you. So why are you still paying dues to these unions? Why when they tell us, when they don't come out to support nothing? Who do we have? The lines are open. The numbers once again for the good folks out there. And folks, we have about 15 more minutes, so you can make your calls. 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120. All right, great. So the Superman of the Airwaves will come in at 9:30 a.m. this morning. So, of course, Howie T and the Man Antics will kick off the weekend for you with all that great music at 9:30. Right. But Yubi, if you have any bills to pay and get it out of the way, so when we come back, we just go ahead. Morning.
Morning. You had to call out Wayne Kublan-Singh. Wayne Kublan-Singh. Wayne. Call out Wayne Kublan-Singh.
I call her. If you know Wayne personally, by now Wayne should know what we're doing, and everybody know what we're doing. So people saying they're meeting people and they're talking. If Omar Abdullah could pick up the phone, it means he knows what's going on. If Watson Duke could send a message, it means he knows what's going on. We ain't begging nobody to come. The true patriots will show up. Who do we have? Morning, of course, yes. All right, I don't know if Lennox is back in. I'm not sure. When you can pay some bills quickly and we'll be right back.
Hello?
Oh, you're on? Morning.
What
Welcome.
trouble? Mikey?
Yes, we are on still. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mikey. Here now, I am sitting here reading this chat. I am listening to voice notes and I am hearing other callers. Mikey, what going on in this country, all the potholes, the crime and everything, do we have to wait on the UNC to go out there? Is it not affecting us? That every time you have to hear, if the UNC coming out, it's because they're supporting the PNM. If the UNC doing it, it's because of this. When we go to the grocery, do we supply with our UNC party card? No. Why is it that we always have to wait on somebody else, watch somebody else coming out before we could make that move? That is why we are in the situation we are in today. Because we always play corner house Marco. Excuse my language if it's not radio friendly. Why does we have to be spying on everybody else to see what they're doing before we can make a move? Come on, people. It has affected each and every one of us. Put aside your political affiliation and go out there. Mikey, well, you know, I don't have a problem coming out. You know, I am always out there. Come rain, sunshine, or storm and flood. Santa Cruz out there. Why is I not waiting on somebody else? If Kamala ain't going, I ain't going. Kamala had to bring out her MP. Kamala this, Kamala that. Oh, good God, man. When are we going to stop this? When PNM want to protest, you hear them asking, we're Rowley? No. They're right out there. They're going out there. Doing what it is they have to do. You see this dependency syndrome, because Mikey, dependency comes in all different kind of form. And this dependency syndrome that we can't think for ourselves, somebody else always have to be thinking for us. I don't know when it's going to stop. Mikey, thank you very much for listening to me. Take care and have a good morning.
Same with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right. We can't afford to be paying these people, these union leaders to do absolutely nothing for we. But here with the next question is, who we going to pay? We can't go and represent ourselves. We need new leaders. We need strong leaders. Come on, man. We need good union leaders. Lambert is a joke. Lambert is a joke. All of them sleeping in bed with the government, and it's time for we to stop paying them too much money to get out for the poor people.
Yeah, we only have about approximately 10 minutes again, so we can squeeze in some calls. Some folks are still asking me if we are on until 9:30, and then we hand you over to the Superman of Radio, Antics, and Howie T. Good morning.
Good morning again, Mikey. Tuna Puna here, brother.
All right. Keep it short and sweet, please. We only have like 9 minutes. Go ahead.
I watched the news last night, and I saw where the workers, the contractors, and who provide the service of garbage collection in Port of Spain is not being paid. As a consequence, the contractors have been affected, and more so the workers. I think they try to get in touch with, Patrick Mann's nephew, Chinua Allen, is the mayor of Port of Spain, and they failed to do so. I am saying that this is a golden opportunity, not only for the workers who are getting paid, but the contractors who providing a service. It's not let the black country, let the city stink, let the garbage pile up. Because you can't tell me you providing an essential service, a health service, something that could avoid a disaster in this country if you don't pick up the garbage. And you want to tell me that all you're not being paid when they try to get in touch with the relevant authorities, the Port of Spain City Corporation, and what have you. But I think the union who represents them is Amalgamated Workers Union. I think that Prentice. And he was very critical of Kamla Prasad Bissess's government. So it goes to show you, Mikey, that all of them fellas, all them union leaders, not in the back pocket, but they're in the crutches of the PNM. And I am saying that workers don't depend on no union because they have sold you out. You all have to take the initiative and come out there on your own on March the 18th. Otherwise, let me tell you something. If all you depend on these union leaders, they're going to carry all you down the road, they're going to play their thing in, and they try to and discuss with the authorities and whatnot, and nothing is going to happen, and all you're going to suffer. Therefore, the initiative is upon all you to hell with all them union leaders, and all you find all your tail down there on March the 18th. Brother, have a nice day.
You too, my friend. Appreciate that. All right, so we'll give you the times and so forth on Monday. We'll give you the times and what have you, because documents are being done up as we speak. Morning, someone there?
Yes, my DK. I again. Now, if we have to be begging people to come out on March the 18th, and people feel that they're doing us a justice, all you ain't doing us no justice for no people. All you're doing all yourself, and all you're doing all your family, and all your next generation to come. Because if all you're seeing this place right now, Trinidad and Tobago, hard like the rock stone, and all you're telling all yourself, all you ain't coming to support what's taking place. All you stay home and scratch, don't come out, but so I will be there, my family will be there, and I coming to support. I coming out because I have agenda to come out. I have my grandchildren, the next generation to come. And let me tell all you something again. Next month is SCA. SCA next month, and no children will be leaving school just now. So all you don't come out if all you don't want to come out. Come out. But March the 18th, I will be there. Bring out everybody who cares to stay home, or you stay home, because people can be talking over and over and telling all you to come out, and only deciding if it's to come or not. It's up to all you. We could just talk. That is all we could do.
Thank you. Morning. Hey, and don't forget, folks, don't forget tomorrow, the Paria platform, a call for justice. So please come out and walk as we observe the 2nd anniversary of the Paria tragedy. Wear white, and that's tomorrow, 8 a.m. From the Couva Magistrates Court to the Couva South Multi-Purpose Hall. Good morning, Paul. Are you there? Hello?
Good morning, Mighty K.
Good morning. Please speak up. Can hardly hear you.
Yeah, Andy, darling, good morning. Get well. God is the boss. Andy, 107.4. Mighty K, you know something? If Kamala Bissetta was in power, you know what that done happen already in Trinidad and Tobago? Why we so stupid? Oh God, Father, look what this government is doing to us, Mighty K. And Trinidad people just sit down on their butt and then come out and you don't have to beg nobody to come out. You walk in the road, people talking. You're in the car, people talking, but they just would not come out. What all you say TNM so far? What? All I watching over the world is the African country. They're coming out and fighting for the right. They ain't killing nobody, but they're coming out and showing the government what happens to we people. What it is going on? All you come out. We have to get rid of this TNM. Mighty K, TNM come back in power. You know what's happening, boy? Oh, God, Father.
Thank you, caller.
Hello?
Good morning.
Mike, you not begging about you know. Mr. Good morning to Dolly. I need that man hours all day. Who do want to come out like them, you know? Them like separation and pain, you know. I will be out there in the front line. Mike, you're doing a good job. Locked on listening. Return safe, my brother. And be strong. Leonard, be strong. Loving you.
Yeah, man. Don't forget, tomorrow again, the Paria platform. So come share the experiences of lone survivor Christopher Boudram, the families of deceased divers. There's going to be an OWTU rep there, and of course the MP Rudanath Indar Singh, and the chairman of our committee, the pushback committee, Robert Amar, will be there representing us, of course. And those of you, when you meet up with Robert, please let him know that you are coming on Monday, March 18th. Give us an idea of how many people coming from the Couva South District. So our chairman will be there tomorrow, and he'll be wearing white, and he'll be in Couva. Quickly, anyone there? Morning?
Yeah, Mikey.
Morning.
Yes, go ahead. Morning.
Mikey, why does people in Trinidad, the plain ignorant or what? Some people call to say if it was Kamala, they know why the people not coming out because it is not the Indian there. Oh God, why they not face any facts, Mikey? And that is one part. The other part, some people who live in it good already, they can still make the groceries. I always make the statement, still put gas in the car. You know, the function is still, they're not coming nowhere. That's not affecting them. That's not affecting them, Mikey, so they're not coming out. That is the bottom line, Mikey. That is the bottom line.
You telling me that it's not at the breaking point already?
No, because it's not affecting them, Mikey. They can still go in the grocery. Whether they spend $400 in the grocery, they're good with that. They could put $100 gas, they're good with that.
Well, here, we're not catering for them. Let's not cater for them. You know, let's not even make them an issue that they become relevant. You see, the ones who understand what's going on, like you and many others, come out and tell others like yourself to come out and be there. You're right. We ain't begging nobody. And if you're in your comfort zone, whatever little of that is left, I hope you hold on to that little comfort zone. You end up like Jack from the Titanic when you start to go below. But the bottom line is, you have to come out on Monday, March 18th.
Yeah,
thank you, caller. We gotta wrap it up for the guys. They're coming up next. And don't forget again tomorrow, very important, Hoover South, wear white, the Paria platform. Folks, antics and how it is ready to go. You're not going to have any dance. Well, dancing is tonight, so there's no corridor transformation tonight. Dancing is tonight. I hear last week they had to have an ambulance on spot. Oh, 8 hours of non-stop. The Carnival edition continues. Come out and see Lennox, the Cut the Rug Smith this evening. He's coming on stage about 5 p.m. at Spargo's down in Prince Street. And soon, when he finished with the thing on George Street, there'll be an area where you can see him dance every Friday. And you can pay or just come and observe and do your documentary. So it's always good to see people come out and support local talent. Yeah, it may be Straight Jacket Deem, but it's still local talent. Folks, we are out of here. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. And remember, Monday, March 18th. That's right, Monday, March 18th. Come out in your numbers. So on behalf of myself, Newbie, Lennox, and Andy, be safe until Monday.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Boss, Joe Grind.
Gear up for Hitman Howie T's Easter event. Clash of Generations. Sunday, 31st March on the Harbor Master. Morning, 11 p.m.